firearm. They just
Right.
do it to support.
Yeah. No one has been convicted of a crime with his permitted concealed handgun.
Okay.
5 individuals face charges. 4 of them may have used the guns in self-defense. So,
Just 4?
yes.
Huh.
So in Illinois, there have been 0 convictions for crimes committed with a permitted concealed handgun annually. 0.63 per 100,000 permit holders are charged with such a crime. So, in point of fact, the experience, including states that have had right to carry for many, many years longer than Illinois, say like Florida, is that the law abiding gun owners pre concealed carry are still law abiding gun owners post concealed carry. For more on this topic, we're pleased to be joined by John Lott, our friend, who, of course, is the president of the Crime Prevention Center, author of numerous books on this topic, including The War on Guns, More Guns, and Less Crime. John Lott Jr., thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Well, it's great to talk to you guys again.
So it's fun to be able to make some assessments about Illinois now that we've had concealed carry for a few years, as I mentioned, and what we see in Illinois, I guess you would argue, is consistent with what we see nationally, which is sort of what I said: law-abiding gun owners are law-abiding gun owners, whether they're concealing or not.
Yeah, no, it's exactly the same. You look across the states, you find that people lose their permits for any firearms-related violation at thousands or tens of thousands of 1 percentage point. And even many of those are relatively trivial offenses, like somebody forgetting to have their permit with them when they're carrying, or accidentally walking into a gun-free zone. Not something that endangers anybody else, or it's just mistakes that people make every once in a while.
But
And you seem to. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
no. You finish your statement. Sorry for interrupting.
And that's what you see in Illinois. As you say, there's for almost 4.5 years you've had permits issued in the state, and you have 0 people that have been convicted of any crime being committed with their permanent concealed handguns so far.
And reading this Chicago Tribune article too, I mean, it seems like the premise was to vilify gun owners and those with concealed carry. But in it, I mean, they're celebrating. They just state the facts. Here's a great example. At 8:30 p.m. on March 27th, a man from Mount Prospect was driving in the 700 block of North Clark Street. He saw 3 people attacking a man. The driver got out, walked toward the attackers, and they were all wearing surgical masks. And he pulled out his gun to scare them away. And the man had a concealed carry. So there's so many stories that I wasn't even aware of where people who own concealed carry or who have concealed carry permits are actually heroes.
Right. Look, using these types of media reports, you're going to find bad cases even much more easily than you're going to find the benefits. I mean, often if somebody just, brandishes their gun and scares away the attackers, that's not going to get news coverage. But if you have a permit holder who's been charged with some type of violation, that's for sure going to get some type of coverage. And yet, as you say, you go through and read these cases, and virtually all the ones that you see there have something to do with self-defense.
I had the occasion to interview Maj Touré the other day, and you can get that interview at upstream-ideas.com, by the way. He's the founder of this organization called Black Guns Matter, this high school dropout, former drug dealer from North Philly, who started this in Philadelphia, and now he was in Chicago this weekend. He's making his way around the country, and he's basically, the angle he's taking is to teach urban citizens, as he calls them, urban residents, but urban citizens, he focuses on that, how to be law-abiding, knowledgeable gun owners. And it's really interesting because he's very street smart, but he gets what the gun control proponents are trying to do, particularly as it relates to his community, black families, that gun control is people control. He completely gets that. And so he's sort of paying it forward with his awakening on this issue and on being able to protect yourself. And I wonder which what your experience is in terms of making the kind of what is the end game of gun control proponents argument, or just focusing like you do at the Crime Prevention Research Center on the safety, the law-abiding nature of the 99% plus of gun owners. Which do you think moves the debate more quickly in the direction of the law-abiding?
Well, I just want to make a comment first, and that is, if my research convinces me of anything, there's certain groups of people who benefit much more from owning guns than others do, and those tend to be the people who are most likely to be victims of violent crime. And that is a fairly easily identifiable group, and that's poor blacks who live in high crime urban areas. The other group of people who benefit the most are people who are relatively weaker physically, women and the elderly. Criminals like to go and target victims who are relatively easy for them to overpower. So I'm glad that he's doing the type of thing that he's doing there to encourage gun ownership by people who need protection the most. I mean, police are extremely important, but I'm sure anybody in Chicago knows that, and I'm sure police generally know themselves, they virtually always arrive on the crime scene after the crimes occurred. And so the question is, what do you advise people to do when they're having to confront a criminal by themselves? And having a gun is by far the safest course of action. But, with regard to the gun control, I guess over time I've come to believe, unfortunately, that the types of gun control regulations that get pushed, the real reason is just to try to disarm people. I'll give you a simple example. I can give you a dozen of these cases. In 2013, when Colorado was pushing these background checks on private transfers of guns, I got a call from some state legislators asking me what amendment I would put up. And my suggestion was to have an amendment that would exempt people below the poverty level from having to pay the new state tax that they were imposing on the transfer of guns. Well, with the exception of two pro-gun Democrats in the state House, every other Democrat voted against exempting people below the poverty level from having to pay the new state tax. I'll give you another quick example. In Maryland, that same year, when they adopted licensing and registration of handguns, basically costing over $250 or so to go through the process, I suggested the same type of amendment to exempt people below the poverty level from having to pay those fees and taxes. The Democrats, who control more than two-thirds of both the state House and the state Senate, wouldn't even let that amendment come up for a vote. I mean, how many taxes and fees can you think of the Democrats will fight tooth and nail against exempting people below the poverty level from having to pay?
Yeah, right. I mean, it's right. So it's just part of the orthodoxy, and until there's a sort of an independent, clean break from that line of thinking, particularly in urban centers, they'll keep promoting it because it's politically advantageous to do so, to blame guns and to blame, it's boogeyman politics. So that to me, Maj Toure, and what he's doing is sort of perhaps our best hope, but somewhat ironically, but you got to have people with credibility in those communities, offer a different way of thinking.
Right. I mean, look at Illinois. To get a concealed carry permit in Illinois, you have to pay a $150 fee, and then you have to go and get 16 hours of training, which can run another $300, or at least $250 or so. And then, I mean, who do they think they're excluding by having those incredibly high costs to go and get a concealed carry permit? It's not wealthy whites who live in the suburbs. It's basically poor blacks, poor minorities who they're stopping from getting permits. And then, you live in Chicago. There's no training facilities in Chicago.
No.
You have to travel outside.
Right.
You're not allowed in Illinois to carry even permanent concealed handguns on public transportation.
Right.
So it's kind of like they've gone through and checked off all the boxes. It's costly. We make it difficult for people to be able to go and get the training so they can go and get the license. If you live in Chicago, you're going to have to borrow a car or something to be able to go out to the suburbs to be able to go and get the training, and you're going to have to do it on multiple days.
Well,
because
and
you're not going to be able to get 16 hours of training in one day.
well, in addition to that, right, in Chicago, you basically can't conceal carry. I mean, you're within
Every
X number
bar
of
has
feet of a bar, restaurant, a
school,
park, school,
a church.
In addition to, of course, all the unfriendly, kind of gun crossed out buildings. I mean, basically, you can just carry when you're driving around in your car in Chicago. That's about it, really.
Right.
And also, too, I mean, think about public transportation. We have had so many robberies, even some rapes on CTA trains, whether it's a red line,
Right.
purple line, orange line, pink line. And that's the place the most where people need to conceal carry.
Yeah, I mean, you have some woman who has to work late at night.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not just on the trains; it's also going to and from them. Because if you ban them being able to go and carry on the trains, then you ban them be able to go to and from those trains
Yeah,
too.
right. That's right. Yeah. Well, John Lott, president of the Crime Prevention Center, author of a number of books, including The War on Guns, More Guns, Less Crime. Make sure to check his website, crimeresearch.org, for updated information about this topic, concealed carry permit holders, as well as many others in this topic area. John Lott, thanks so much for joining us. Appreciate it.
Great talking to you. Thanks.
And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
The stories you need to know to start your day. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Coming up next, Meghan Markle's father speaks, and what he says, about President Trump may surprise you. But first, here's your forecast today. Just refreshing compared to the oppressive heat we've had the past 4 days. It is 65 degrees right now outside. Save the boring drop, okay? We're going out to a high of 74. Can't rule out a passing shower or thunderstorm. Then tonight, a shower and thunderstorm, a low of 65. And tomorrow, no rain, just mostly cloudy skies, a high of 72. Let's get into the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Jim Telemonte.
Okay, Amy, thanks. Good morning. Good morning, Dan. Riverwoods, Deerfield Road is closed west of the Tri-State, west of 94 between Port Wine and Hoffman. There was a utility pole fire in that area. Eden Spur has delays now eastbound from the Tri-State to the toll plaza, and then it's getting a little heavy approaching the Edens. From there, the Edens runs 22 minutes like Cook Junction. Kennedy, 25 minutes, O'Hare to downtown, outbound 28. Eisenhower, 43 minutes, 390 to downtown. Outbound 32 to Stevenson, already an hour, 355 to the drive. Ryan, 32 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57, 30 minutes, I-80 to the merge, Bishop 433. Southbound Tri-State heavy from Deerfield Road to Lake Cook. Northbound from the Reagan Tollway to the Eisenhower. Eastbound Adams Tollway has delays from the Tri-State onto the Kennedy. I'm Jim Telemonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
School year is over, and you may not have been happy with your son or daughter's school this year. Have you ever thought about private schools? Well, it can be affordable thanks to halfpriceschools.com. At halfpriceschools.com, it's easy. Find a school near you, purchase a tuition voucher, and prepare to send your child off to school this fall. No catch. Really, there's no catch. Log on to halfpriceschools.com. St. Paul Lutheran School in Aurora, Midwest Christian Academy in Chicago, Daystar School in Chicago South Loop. The list goes on and on, city and suburban schools. But don't delay. Summer won't last forever, and school will be starting again before you know it. So visit halfpriceschools.com. That's halfpriceschools.com.
Save more with Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Hey, what are you doing up here on the roof?
I want to tell the world I just met the woman of my dreams. What about you?
I want to tell the world that Liberty Mutual saved me $782.
Liberty did what?
They saved me $782.
Oh, you go first then. $782 really puts finding love into perspective.
Visit us online to get a quote, and you could save $782. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Based on a recent countrywide new customer survey, coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company, Equal Housing Insurer.
Visit CVS.
It's
It's buy one, get one at your neighborhood CVS pharmacy with thousands of products to discover and hundreds of ways to save. This week, stock up on vitamin D with Nature's Bounty and CVS Health Vitamins BOGO free. And select sun care like Neutrogena and CVS Health BOGO 50% off. Restrictions apply. See cvs.com/weekly ad for details.
Visit CVS.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule. Thousands of doctors, health specialists, and professionals recommend Balance of Nature as a way of improving their health. Listen to a few unsolicited success stories from doctors that not only recommend it, but use Balance of Nature as well.
In my practice, I was getting to the point where I couldn't have the strength to see that many patients anymore. I was diagnosed with sarcoidosis. It really affected my breathing and the strength that I had. And I was introduced to the fruits and veggies. Just slowly, my strength started to come back. And it was because of the good nutrition. I can't say enough good for Balance of Nature and what it's done for me. I recommend it to everybody.
When you call, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first month's order and ship it to you free. Call 800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
Hi, I'm Ryan Kelly. I was reading an article the other day that the average American homeowner has over $16,000 in high interest rate credit card debt. Every morning you wake up and you work so hard to get ahead, but by the end of the month, you're just barely getting by. Then when things pop up like new tires, medical bills, school supplies, a laptop, it ends up on the credit cards. Well, the good news is if you're a homeowner, there's never been a better time to do a cash out refinance. Your home is going up in value quicker than it has over the last 10 years. And mortgage rates are still near these all-time low levels. Cash out loans are some of our favorites. Honestly, they really are, because those are the ones that make the greatest impact in a person's financial situation. Those are the loans where we're saving people $500, $1,000, even $2,000 a month. If you do have some credit cards, write them down. Get an idea of how high the balances are, how high the interest rates are, and then apply for a cash-out refinance today at thehomeloanexpert.com. The Home Loan Expert, LLC, Illinois Residential Mortgage Licensee.
Save more with Liberty Mutual Insurance.
Hey, what are you doing up here on the roof?
I want to tell the world I just met the woman of my dreams. Well, what about you?
I want to tell the world that Liberty Mutual saved me $782.
Liberty did what?
They saved me $782.
Oh, you go first then. $782 really puts finding love into perspective.
Visit us online to get a quote, and you could save $782. Liberty Mutual Insurance. Based on a recent countrywide new customer survey, coverage is underwritten by Liberty Mutual Insurance Company, Equal Housing Insurer.
Visit CVS.
It's buy one, get one at your neighborhood CVS pharmacy with thousands of products to discover and hundreds of ways to save. This week, stock up on vitamin D with Nature's Bounty and CVS Health Vitamins BOGO free. And select sun care like Neutrogena and CVS Health BOGO 50% off. Restrictions apply. See cvs.com/weekly ad for details.
Visit CVS.
Your local 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning knows how miserable it feels when your AC goes out. You want it fixed fast, fixed right, and get a fast quote. Unlike some companies, we don't give you a quote until we actually see what the problem is. Then we'll give you our straightforward price and always stand by our work. Right now, get savings on any AC repair. Call 855-1-HOUR.
Your comfort is just a call away. Call 1 Hour.
Terms and conditions may apply. Call for details. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
AM 560, The Answer.
Isn't this lovely? What sports of tea done? Meghan Markle's father spoke to ITV. He was paid for the interview, just so you know. And he said some interesting information about the royal family. First, he feels bad he missed the wedding because he allegedly had heart surgery.
The unfortunate thing for me now is that I'm a footnote in one of the greatest moments in history.
And why he
well,
really...
you were going to be a footnote anyway.
Why
whether you were physically there or not. I mean, what's the difference?
Well, he didn't go to the wedding because he tried to sell... Well, he did sell photos to the tabloids. They had pictures of him, on the computer at a coffee shop looking at pictures of Meghan and Harry. I didn't think it was that big of a
Tell
deal,
the royal
but
family
it
to take the
was.
stick out of their ass. What's the big deal?
Well, because Princess Diana died because of the paparazzi.
Oh, for goodness
And then when
sakes.
after she was dead,
He
they
wasn't
didn't
he
help her.
wasn't-
They took pictures of her bleeding
He
out.
wasn't in a car. He was like at a desk and stuff.
Yeah, in a coffee
It
shop.
wasn't dangerous.
Still feels bad about it.
I feel bad about it. I apologize for it. And that's all I can do.
So the burning question, how did you feel? He had to watch the royal
There
wedding
are no burning questions.
from his home in California. And he had to watch another man, Prince Charles, who's going to be the king, walk his daughter, his precious baby, down the aisle.
I can't think of a better replacement than someone like Prince Charles.
Oh, yeah.
I was jealous. I wish I'd been
Exactly.
there. I wish it had been me.
I would have picked the dude that Prince Charles is married to.
Oh, Camilla, will you stop it? You're so mean. But this is the part that's making the headlines because the royal family.
He's my second dad.
Come here, backup daddy. Come here.
You know what she should have done?
What?
She should have had Tommy Fleetwood walk her down the
Oh.
aisle. Now there's a local hero, Prince Charles. Give me a break.
Royal figures are scrupulously careful. They don't comment on public or domestic or
Oh,
international
yeah.
political affairs, don't you know?
Yeah.
But they did get into politics because Meghan Markle's dad has spoken on the phone several times with Prince Harry.
We've had interesting conversations on the phone. I was complaining I didn't like Donald Trump. He said give Donald Trump a chance.
Excuse me? Give Donald Trump a chance.
What a riveting conversation. Boy, I wish I would have been on the party line.
Well, also, stop it. During that conversation, he asked him if he could have his daughter's hand in marriage, and of course, he said yes. It was very exciting. Are you learning anything?
Oh, my gosh.
Boring.
Is it time to go to the news yet?
I'm not done, okay? He is happy for the royal couple.
Love them dearly. I have a new son-in-law. I'm very happy to have a new son-in-law.
Now, is he also going to be punished for doing this interview and not allowed to, I don't know.
Go to visit the royal family or to
Yeah.
meet Prince Charles?
Right.
I don't
They
know.
celebrate Guy Fawkes Day or something. He's not going to be invited.
Well, Harry's press office declined to comment on this television interview, which again he was paid for, and his daughter. They have no comment. But right now, Meghan Markle is traveling with Queen Elizabeth, making appearances together.
Yeah.
How did you don't care at all?
Are they doing like a mall tour like Debbie Gibson in the 80s? What are they doing?
They're just going around the countryside.
Yeah. We're here.
Have a party.
Yeah. And fawn all over us now.
Okay. He also asked him about Brexit.
Oh my gosh! Seriously? Come on! That clock needs to move faster. Mike Scott, bail us out.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
The Indiana State Trooper who won my heart.
But first, let's go into the newsroom. Mike, did you care about that story at all? Just a little bit? Be honest. Mike?
No. You asked me to be honest. I'm an honest man.
All right. Thanks for the dramatic pause.
Cloudy and 66 degrees. The forced separation of migrant children from their parents at the border was not caused by Democrats. So says Arizona Republican Senator Jeff Flake. Tried to make that clear yesterday, even as President Trump blamed Democrats for the problem, saying it could be solved quickly with congressional action.
When the president is saying that this is all on the Democrats, that it's their law, that's just not right. That's not true.
Speaking from the White House yesterday, Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen echoed the president's position. The city of Charleston, South Carolina, is considering issuing an apology for its role in slavery. City Council today will discuss that proposal. It notes the city's past regulation and support of human bondage. The National Park Service says about 40% of Africans sold as slaves in North America came through the port of Charleston. President Trump is ordering the Pentagon to begin preparing for a Space Force, a branch of the U.S. military.
Our destiny beyond the earth is not only a matter of national identity, but a matter of national security.
The president hosting a meeting of the National Space Council yesterday at the White House. Senators getting more information on Capitol Hill about the Justice Department watchdog report blaming the FBI for mishandling the Hillary Clinton email investigation.
Comey clearly departed from FBI and department norms, and his decisions negatively impacted the perception of the FBI and the Justice Department as fair administrators of justice.
During the hearing, Iowa Republican Chuck Grassley said Hillary Clinton got kid glove treatment during the investigation. Chicago coming off its most violent weekend of the year, 56 shot over the weekend, 9 of those died. Plenty to clean up in Rockford after a band of heavy rain led to flash flooding. 1.5 to 2 feet of water developed on city streets in Rockford after 4 inches of rain fell in about 2 hours last night, and flash flooding put about 2 feet of water in the first floor of Rockford Memorial Mercy Health. Meantime, rescue crews in the Quad Cities say they're planning to look again for a missing boater on the Rock River. Crews rescued 3 yesterday after their canoe flipped and went over the steel dam in Milan. Some environmental groups are accusing Trump Tower of endangering the ecosystem of the Chicago River. Several organizations are planning to sue because Trump Tower is not following Illinois state rules to protect fish and other aquatic life. The Sierra Club and Friends of the Chicago River say the skyscraper siphons about 20 million gallons of water each day with high-pressure intakes from the Chicago River. Authorities this morning say furry critters, not vandals, are likely to blame for American flags disappearing from veterans' graves in Massachusetts. Flags at Bellevue Cemetery in Adams were first reported missing earlier this month. Residents replaced the flags, and those went missing too. Police were called to investigate, and officers found the evidence. A group of woodchucks using the flags in their burrow. Similar incidents happened in New York in 2012 when police linked a rogue woodchuck to 75 flags disappearing from veterans' graves in Cedar Park Cemetery in that state. Chicago sports, Cubs and Dodgers at Wrigley postponed because of rain and a power outage. Jason Kipnis homered and drove in a pair. Indians over the White Sox 6-2. The news service of Back to School Illinois. Back to School Illinois provides school supplies for children in need. You can help by making a donation at any neighborhood currency exchange or at b2si.org. Back to School Illinois, working to improve educational opportunities for Illinois children. b2si.org. 6:33, a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
The Dennis Prager Show. The Dennis Prager Show.
Criticizing some of the liberal media's coverage of the U.S.-North Korea summit on denuclearization, President Donald Trump said America's biggest enemy is fake news, which is so easily promulgated by fools. It's 100% accurate. America's greatest enemy is fake news. That's right.
The Dennis Prager Show. Weekdays at 11, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on AM 560. The Answer.
Quoting home insurance just got easier with Progressive's Home Quote Explorer. Quote and buy, all online at Progressive.com.
Your daughter's wedding is one of the proudest moments of your life, a moment you and your family will treasure for the rest of your lives. As the months of planning start to unfold and you get closer to the special day, things can get a bit hectic. So many important details. To capture these once-in-a-lifetime memories and not have to worry about anything but the celebration, trust Artland Photography for every precious moment. At Artland Photography, it's all about you. No matter what your style, their photographers have the skill and experience to capture the moments quickly and stay out of the way. They'll make it easy to enjoy all of the smiles, laughter, and tears to enjoy for generations. Visit them at artland.com, where you can see their amazing work and outstanding reviews for yourself. Plus, learn about a special limited-time offer. You'll know why Artland Photography has been Wedding Wire's couple's choice for the last 5 years. They also shoot everything from major corporate events to business and family portraits. Visit artland.com. It's all about you.
6:35, the news also is service of Napa Auto Parts this month at participating Napa Auto Parts stores. 5 quarts of Pennzoil Full Synthetic Motor Oil in a jug, $23.99 plus a $10 mail-in rebate. Quality parts, helpful people, that's Napa know-how. General States prices do not include applicable state and local taxes or recycling fees. Let's get an update on the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center with Jim.
Thanks, Mike. Tri-State Tollway southbound at Stop and Go from Duffy to Lake Cook. Northbound, we're seeing heavier delays now from 95th to the Hinsdale Oasis and from the Reagan Tollway to North Avenue. But Adams Tollway slow, the Tri-State to the Kennedy. Veterans Memorial still okay, getting a little congestion up around the Reagan Tollway. Eden Spur eastbound heavy from the Tri-State to the Eden Spur Toll Plaza. Then it's 24 minutes Lake Cook to Montrose, outbound 19. Kennedy, 30 minutes, O'Hare to downtown, outbound 30 as well. The Eisenhower's 50 minutes, 390 to downtown, 36 from Manheim, outbound 35 to 390. Northbound I-55 jammed 126 to Weber with a crash. Then it's an hour, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound 38 minutes. Ryan, 32 minutes, 95th to downtown. Traffic also a service of Napa. This month at participating Napa Auto Parts stores, a 3-pack of Peak microfiber cloth, just $1.99. Plus, with each purchase, Napa will make a donation to the Intrepid Fallen Heroes Fund. That's Napa know-how while supplies last. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1-hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center. Cloudy, cooler, couple of showers. Maybe a thunderstorm, high 74. 65 right now. Next news at 7. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Listen to AM 560 on your mobile device. Now available on iHeartRadio. Online at iHeartRadio.com.
Let freedom ring this afternoon at 2 with Sean Hannity. Right before Joe Walsh at 5 on AM 560, The Answer.
Dan and Amy, I don't want to exaggerate the importance of this incident, so let me just say this.
Yes.
Indiana State Trooper Sergeant Stephen Wheels is the greatest human being who ever lived.
What he did yesterday, and he tweeted about it, I stopped this, so it's a picture of him on the side of the highway on I-65, and there's a car in front of him. He's blocking the license plate so that that person doesn't get harassed. I stopped this vehicle today for a left lane violation on I-65. The driver had approximately 20 cars slowed behind her because she would not move back to the right lane. Again, if there are vehicles behind you, you must move to the right lane to allow them to pass. Apparently, the speed limit there is 70 miles per hour. She was going an annoying 50 miles per hour.
She might as well have been just parked.
I mean, seriously. But then all these cars were piled up behind her because nobody could move because she created a backlog.
Well, that's some bad driving. I mean, if
it is Indiana.
I mean,
sorry, Hoosiers, but I mean,
like if you're backed up that much, you can't, use the shoulder, go up on two wheels. You figure a way around any sort of backs up, or you weave in and out in the middle lanes.
Drive into the grass medium, and then yeah.
Yeah, but no, this shouldn't have been a citation. It should have been an arrest.
Oh,
as you know, this is the driving slow in the left lane, as well as pacing.
Oh, pacing! I can't stand pacing.
Boxing in, right?
Yes,
that boxing in, the citizen police that box you in. Those are the only crimes for which I believe the death penalty should be eligible.
You're against capital punishment,
right? Except for those two crimes.
Everybody all around the nation, he's being praised. Appreciation for the trooper coming in from as far away as Hawaii. People asking the Sergeant Stephen Wheels, that's his name, to transfer to Florida, Arizona, and the Aloha State. They want him to work there.
IndyCar driver Graham Rahal calling him his hero. Fast lane cruisers are one of my biggest frustrations. Well, yeah, you're an IndyCar driver, but yeah, I
and then wrote nice work.
Yeah, I mean it's this is an important moment. There is actually. I mean, it's not that there's not the law there that cops shouldn't do it. They're always just trying to catch speeders like me, which is of course discriminatory and hateful.
Oh, why?
That's a hate crime.
Because you're a white male in a Mercedes.
It's a hate crime.
Oh, you're being targeted wrongfully.
Yeah, I'm being racial. I'm being.
You're being racially profiled.
I'm not being racially profiled. I'm being profiled by my speed. But I just use profiled, and it sounds mean.
Right.
It sounds illegitimate. Why not spend more time going after the left laners, the pacers, who are the defensive drivers, who are much more likely to cause an accident than a sophisticated driver like Graham Rahal or me.
Indiana in 2015 passed what's called the slowpoke law, and if the driver does not move out of the left lane and goes below the speed limit of more than 20 per miles per hour, they could get a fine of $500. And we don't know if that happened in this case with that driver, but it should. Do we have a slowpoke law here in Illinois?
Yeah, we have a slowpoke law.
We do?
Yeah, I think it's been around for a while.
Why don't?
Yeah, right, exactly.
Why doesn't anyone use it?
Yeah.
312-642-5600. Any police officers out there?
Particularly the ones that pulled me over. Come on, Elk Grove Village boy. How about state trooper guy on I-90? Come on.
I was thinking about this yesterday. I think I have met every single Elk Grove Village police officer.
Yeah.
I got pulled over one time because I had my cell phone on my lap. And I said, but I'm not on it. And I have a headpiece on. They said, no, ma'am, it has to be in the other seat or in your purse or on the console. Yeah, I'm like, why are you looking into my car? And why are you looking there? I'm being profiled.
This state trooper, I mean, he prevented other crimes, too. He didn't just bring this driver to justice. He prevented other crimes. I mean, it's highly likely
that there would have been a road rage incident?
Oh, yeah. I mean, somebody's going to shoot out her tires. And I assume it's a her.
Troy Aikman, finally. This is what he tweeted. Finally, exclamation point and a thumbs up. This has gotten 75,000 and growing likes. Or 76,000 now, excuse me. I've liked it. Now I'm following the trooper, Sergeant Stephen Wheels. Somebody also on social media wants him to be nominated for a Nobel Peace Prize.
Yeah, that seems fair. I don't think that's too much.
A Nobel Peace Prize. Well,
3-1
more than President Obama, right?
Yes, he's lived up to his potential. 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line, 64636-DA, turnkey.pro text line. You can comment on either question. What should be done to further punish this driver to make an example of her? And again, I'm assuming it's a her.
No, it is a her. Is she?
There you go.
Okay, you know what? I want that. No, men do it too.
Or what kind of awards should be given to State Trooper Sergeant Stephen Wheels? I mean, this is somebody that needs to be celebrated and elevated.
He's currently stationed at the Indiana State Police in southeastern Indiana. Maybe he can move up to Indianapolis. Maybe he can move to Chicago.
Time for a promotion. Who will play Sergeant Stephen Wheels in the movie about this story? Look at here. Our friend David Hochberg has a comment on the slowpoke law. David?
Hey, you could shave $1 billion off the state budget deficit by parking a state trooper on the Edens every morning.
Amen.
1,000 tickets for all the knuckleheads in the left lane driving 50 miles an hour. Drives me crazy.
There you go. Thanks for the call, David. I mean, you can tell it's driving him crazy. He's still crazy.
He's still hot under the collar. No, he's hot under the collar. Edens, you have the worst offenders. But also, the Kennedy in the morning, it's the taxi cab drivers and the Uber drivers that they sit there in the left lane, and I'm sick of it. I don't ever think that I have any road rage possibilities in me, but I get really upset, if you know what I mean.
No, it's absurd. And by the way,
I beep and I flash my lights now.
I also think there are certain
Get
makes.
out of my lane.
There are certain makes and models of cars that should be discontinued, or those drivers should not be allowed to drive anymore. Their privileges, because that's what driving is—a privilege, not a right. Their privileges should be revoked. So if you're in one of those little Volvo square boxes, or
those smart cars,
you're driving.
I couldn't even fit in one of those.
You're driving a Subaru Outback.
Oh, come on. What about a Jetta, Volkswagen Jetta? Lincoln Park Trixies?
Well, just stay in Lincoln Park. Mark and Joliet.
Hey, good morning, Amy and Dan. If somebody's cruising the left lane, there should be a law that allows you to NASCAR them.
Yeah.
Hit them in the back corner and spin them right into the wall.
Days of Thunder? Absolutely. Yeah, thanks for the call, Mark. Totally agree. Completely agree. Larry and Bartlett.
Hey, good morning. I'm going to get his name wrong because I can never say it. But right after Rod got elected, he was caught in a traffic backup, and it was like 2 months after that the law for slowpoke was passed in Illinois because he was so frustrated, even with a state police driver. So Rod actually did something good in his terms.
All right, there you go.
So he started the slowpoke law.
Thanks for the call, Larry.
It's also called the move over law.
Now,
in Chicago, we're like, move over.
Now I'm. It's also called the Go Frack Yourself law.
Go frack yourself.
Now Now I'm for Rod's commutation.
Oh, now, okay. Well, it's coming, so just brace yourself. We don't know when, but yes.
Paul in New Lenox. Chicago's Morning
Hey,
Answer.
guys, great show. I think that he needs to have a special car. It should look like the one that Mel Gibson drove in The Road Warrior. Good show. See you
Thanks
later.
for the call. I like we should have like Road Warrior urban assault vehicles just to punish people who are driving. Basically, I mean, if I had my way, anybody who's driving under 90.
Oh, okay.
But anyway, it doesn't matter. The point is the left lane. It doesn't matter.
Just get out of it.
If Chuck Yeager is behind you, then move over. It doesn't matter how fast somebody's going.
Oh, so frustrating.
George and Monique, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Hey, Dan, the cop's not going far enough. This woman should have her children taken away
Yeah, I
because
think
we got to cut
too
the
soon.
cycle.
Yeah, it's true. Thanks for the call, George. It's a good point because this has passed from one generation to the other.
Mm-hmm. Kids do watch how you drive. They do learn from this.
Somebody's got to be made an example of. Mark in Des Plaines.
You guys are taking the completely wrong tack on this. You know, drivers in this area are ridiculous. Nobody follows the laws. They don't follow the laws anywhere in the country. That's why we're never going to have self-driving cars, because if the only way that self-driving cars would ever work is if everyone, were in one and everyone were following the laws. I mean, this is the things that I see every day, you guys, you would not believe.
All right, what's the worst thing you've seen?
Oh my gosh, at the corner of Lakeshore and Michigan, where they come together there, right where you enter the
Mag Mile.
Yeah, where you enter Lakeshore Drive North, the 41 fast, from anyway, right there, some idiot, turns left and he right before my eyes, it was like an explosion, these two cars impacting. Look, these cars all cost nothing less than $25,000, today. I mean, unless you're getting one of those stupid little weird things that they have out there now.
Or a 25-year-old jalopy.
Or whatever, but the point is, what's the world coming to when what needs to happen is consideration for others, love for your fellow man, right?
Yeah, absolutely not.
Is that wrong?
Absolutely, that is
The
ridiculous.
golden rule, that isn't ridiculous.
Thanks for the call. That is outrageous. No consideration on the roads for your other man. Maybe in other settings, but not in the left lane. The left lane is a Hobbesian state of nature. It is, kill or be killed in the left lane.
No, move it or lose it. Honestly,
I'm sorry. That's no.
And that's when you get the horn and the brights. That's what I do now, and I'm not apologizing for it.
There is no golden
Get
rule
your
in the
butt
left
out
lane.
of the left lane.
That's just.
I see you sometimes, and I see you coming, and then I'm in the left lane, and then I get in the middle because I know you're going to blow by my used minivan.
I mean, I'll knock you off the
2008.
road if I need to.
Well, then I feel my car kind of shake when you drive by.
Yeah, exactly.
Burst of energy.
Joe in Cal City.
Yes, good morning. This is first-time caller.
Mm-hmm.
What's wrong with going at the speed limit in the left lane?
No, you can go the speed limit in the right lane. The left lane is made for.
No, ma'am. My question is, I've been on the road many years. Okay, I'm 75 years old.
Yeah.
There's a lot of hot rod people out there that are causing all kinds of upset. I travel to work on a road that has potholes in different places. I try and avoid the potholes. I get in the left lane. I might be 5 to 6 miles over the limit, and people are flashing their lights. I'm trying to avoid potholes and things like that. My question is, what's wrong with traveling the speed limit?
Well, I mean,
is there a problem with traveling the speed limit?
Well, in the left lane there is if somebody's going faster.
Well, why? Where does it say that you have to go 90 miles an hour in the left lane?
It's not about how fast you have to go. It's that the left.
Well, people are going by me at 80 miles an hour.
Well, I
in
know.
the 55 zone.
I know. I'm one of them. The left.
Okay, well,
the left lane
is that a law? Is that against the law?
It is
or not?
It is, but the left lane is a passing lane.
Okay, fine. I understand that.
Yeah, that's
but
all.
when people are going 80, 85, 90 miles an hour in the left lane, that's against the law.
Thanks for the call, Joe. Yeah, it is.
I mean, the
I
sergeant did
agree.
remind people it is not. You cannot speed, but the left lane is intended for passing.
That's right.
Now this segment's getting serious, and we can't laugh anymore.
Look, well,
I mean,
potholes. Look,
I know. I don't want. I try to avoid potholes, and we all know where the potholes are on Compound Kennedy, and
Yeah.
near Bryn Mawr there. You don't want to break your axle or have to get a new tire.
But that's consistent with the whole road warrior nature, the Thunderdome nature of driving in the left lane in Chicago in general. You got your gunfire, you got your potholes, you got Joe in the left lane doing 57.
No, he's going the speed limit. Let's not make fun of him.
No, I understand, and I appreciate first-time caller.
Yeah,
this is
Joe, thanks for calling.
Interesting how this topic beats people out of the weeds. He's very upset about that because driving is this personal thing.
We all do it.
And take it seriously.
Yes, we do. Get out of the left lane.
And get off my lawn, too, while you're at it. Anthony in Plainfield.
Hi, thanks for taking my call. Everybody knows the left lane is the warp speed lane, and if you want to enjoy the countryside, get in the right lane and drive 40 miles an hour.
That's right. This isn't driving Miss Daisy out there. Thanks for the call, Anthony.
I feel the need for speed. Ow!
Connect with Dan and Amy using the AM 560 mobile app. Download it today at 560theanswer.com/mobile.
I'm Lou Dobbs. Homebuilder confidence dropping slightly last month. Several key economic reports today. Elvis's private jet now for sale. Those stories next.
Attention American patriots. If you want to boost your stock market returns by tens of thousands of dollars to levels most people will never achieve, you're going to love a new investment research service called Profits Unlimited. A small group of everyday Americans have begun using Profits Unlimited, and they're absolutely loving it. Peter Jacobs from Easton, Maryland says his stock account is already up well over $100,000. Mark Hogan from Fort Collins, Colorado has made $191,000, and Jeff and Valerie Brown, a retired couple from upstate New York, pocketed over $1.6 million thanks to Profits Unlimited. We've heard from thousands of folks all across America telling us how Profits Unlimited has helped them make a fortune and forever change their lives. Now it's your turn. To get all the details, just go to profitsunlimited.com. Don't wait. Go to profitsunlimited.com while there is still time.
America's home builders not quite as confident in their sales prospects because of rising prices of lumber. The National Association of Home Builders reports the drop is minor and hopes it's not an indication of a downward trend. Economic reports today include an update on sales at discount and chain stores and the latest on housing starts nationwide. A private jet once owned by Elvis Presley up for auction. The auction site Iron Planet says the jet, with red velvet seats, has been sitting on a runway in New Mexico for nearly 4 decades. There are a few catches. The aircraft has no engines, and it does need some restoration. Please join me for Lou Dobbs tonight, 7 and 11 Eastern, on the Fox Business Network. This is the Lou Dobbs Financial Report.
If you're a business owner, you've experienced your fair share of emergency, and of course, they always happen at the worst time. So wouldn't it be nice to have someone on call 24/7 to help for whatever may come up? It's not possible for every emergency, but it is available for your business's IT and computer systems. With a support agreement, Turnkey IT will keep your custom computer systems online and running with no worries. If an emergency does pop up, Turnkey is prompt and responsive without charging an enormous after-hours rate. The certified pros at Turnkey proactively keep your business computer systems online with remote and on-site support. And guess what? Right now, for a limited time, you can save up to $500 a month on a support contract, plus unlimited cloud backup at no cost. Enjoy the secure feeling of your network being supported by Turnkey IT 24/7. Visit turnkey.pro.
The Northwest Side GOP Club presents the Ill-Advised Conservative Collective and Banquet. Join them for their annual fundraiser and more, June 21st at Lone Tree Manor in Niles. This is a great opportunity for Chicago area Republicans to get together for an enjoyable evening of information, fellowship, and the promotion of conservative Republican values. The evening begins with a first responder and veteran salute by patriotic rock group Madison Rising and continues with networking, exhibitors, raffles, and a delicious banquet dinner with keynote speaker Dan Proft from AM 560's The Morning Answer. Recently appointed co-chairman of the Illinois Republican Party, Mark Shaw, will also speak take on the role of conservatives within the Illinois Republican Party. Like any good conservative collective, the Ill-Advised event will offer attendees the opportunity to interact with local and national organizations, Republican candidates, and elected officials. Don't miss the Northwest Side GOP Club's Ill-Advised Conservative Collective and Banquet, with first responder and veteran salute by patriotic rockers Madison Rising, exhibitors, Republican candidates, and elected officials. June 21st at Lone Tree Manor in Niles. Join them as a sponsor, exhibitor, presenter, or attendee. For tickets and complete information, visit il-advised.com. That's il-advised.com.
For more than a half century, Mueller CPA and Financial Advisory has provided audit, tax, outsourced accounting, business consulting, and financial advisory services to Chicagoland companies. Mueller provides customized financial guidance to a client base that includes independent business owners, startups, local government, and nonprofits. I'm with Dave Nissen, Mueller Managing Partner.
Thanks, Dan. Mueller values being part of the community for the last 50 years, meeting our clients' financial service needs. A major component of meeting those needs is our professionals' superb knowledge and their ability to deliver timely and quality solutions to meet our clients' challenges. Whether you're interested in tax minimization strategies, looking to expand your business, or need assistance with business planning, our team can help. Our goal is your company's financial success today and over a lifetime.
For questions about how the recent legislative changes can specifically affect your business or how to effectively plan for these changes, call Dave Nissen at 847-888-8600 or visit MuellerCPA.com. That's Mueller, M-U-E-L-L-E-R, CPA.com.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule. Thousands of doctors, health specialists, and professionals recommend Balance of Nature as a way of improving their health. Listen to a few unsolicited success stories from doctors that not only recommend it, but use Balance of Nature as well.
I look at Balance of Nature and I look what it's doing for me as I've started taking it, and for the patients that I have that are taking it, it's been phenomenal watching the changes that have happened and how much healthier and how much more energy that they have. I haven't heard any negative feedback from any of my patients who have been taking the product. The thing that amazes me with it is that it's so simple.
When you call, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first month's order and ship it to you free. Call 800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
This is Dan Props with 60 Seconds of Sanity for Upstream-Ideas.com. Insubordination, indifference, intimidated by Hillary's lawyers, improper gifts, lack of impartiality. The IG's report makes Democrats' dreams of a Trump impeachment inconceivable. So complete is the Trump vindication that the left has regressed back to trying to figure out whether or not they're supposed to like Jim Comey. Trump should press his advantage here by consummating his anti-ruling class value proposition. The public doesn't want the FBI or DOJ to go away. They just don't want the senior leadership of those agencies to be conniving political operatives who believe themselves to be above the law. Both are headed by Trump appointees now. The president should make a very public play to take a very active role in working with Christopher Wray and Jeff Sessions, or replacing them if need be, to make the personnel and policy changes necessary for culture change and credibility restoration. Much of the positive disruption President Trump has brought to the Beltway has been through simply doing what he said he would do as candidate Trump. It confounds the men and women of always. Trump ran as a law and order candidate. The FBI and DOJ are instrumental institutions to the rule of law and public order in America. Trump would bedevil his critics once again if he chose this moment to be an institutional rebuilder.
AM 560, The Answer.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Who should head Trump's Space Force? Admiral Adama, Captain Malcolm Reynolds, Dark Helmet. We'll take your calls at 707.
But first, let's go into the newsroom and catch up with news from here at home and around the world. Here is Mike Scott.
The National Weather Service issues a flood warning for the Fox River near the Algonquin tailwater that impacts Kane and McHenry counties this morning. Chicago sees its most violent weekend of 2018. The officer in the Quintonio LeGrier case expected to take the stand today. Drew Peterson is asking the U.S. Supreme Court to review his murder conviction. Effingham County declares itself a sanctuary for the unborn. Dodgers and Cubs postpone. They'll try and play 2 today. WIND Chicago News Time, 7 o'clock.
The separation of families issue gets even more emotional. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. That's new audio purportedly of a boy crying for his father at a border detention facility in Texas. Provided by ProPublica, fueling Democratic cries against the policy of prosecuting parents coming here illegally, separating them from children.
This heartbreaking, barbaric issue that could be changed in a moment
by the President of the United States rescinding his action.
House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi visited a facility in San Diego. Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen insists
children in DHS and HHS custody are being well taken care of.
She says the administration's following the law that Congress needs to fix. President Trump will meet with House Republicans later today. The Justice Department's Inspector General will testify at the House today, the day after telling the Senate he's probing whether former FBI Director James Comey mishandled classified information. He'll also discuss his Hillary Clinton investigation report. Republicans keep focusing on anti-Trump texts sent by those involved, including FBI agent Peter Strzok. Fox's John Decker live at the White House.
Strzok, the FBI agent in hot water over his handling of both the Clinton and Trump-Russia investigations, has volunteered to testify in Congress after the House Judiciary Committee chairman announced late last week his intent to subpoena him. Texas Republican Congressman John Ratcliffe.
It's important that we have him appear and explain these text messages as well as his actions taken in both of these matters.
The IG report criticized Strzok for creating the appearance of political bias in the Clinton email probe and also revealed anti-Trump messages he sent to another FBI official. Dave?
John, a rapper shot dead in Florida. Triple X Tentacion killed outside a motorcycle dealership in Deerfield Beach, Florida. The 20-year-old had a #1 album back in March. This is Fox News. Fair and balanced.
Cloudy skies, 63 degrees. We've had rain showers move through the area this morning. 7:02 is our time on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. And the National Weather Service has issued a flood warning for the Fox River, impacting Kane and McHenry counties. We'll keep an eye on that as we keep an eye on recovery this morning. Plenty of cleanup in Rockford after a heavy band of rain last night led to major flash flooding. Flooded city streets had 1.5 to 2 feet of rushing water. 15 water rescues happened in the early to mid-evening. 2 cars flipped over with people inside. Rockford Memorial Mercy Health had flooding in the lowest level of that building, 4 to 5 feet of water pouring in there. Chicago police officer Robert Rialmo is expected to testify today in the wrongful death lawsuit brought by the family of Quintonio Legrier. Rialmo's attorney, Joel Brodsky, spoke about the shooting yesterday following opening statements.
Officer Rialmo was reacting to a man who was trying to kill him with a baseball bat, and he had no choice but to fire his weapon.
And a lawyer for the city agreed. The attorney for Legrier's family said the 19-year-old college student posed no deadly threat. Drew Peterson taking his case to the U.S. Supreme Court in order to undo his 2012 conviction for his third wife's murder. A neighborhood on Chicago's southwest side is about to get a new alderman. Mayor Emanuel selecting State Representative Sylvan Tabares to become the leader in the 23rd Ward, replacing Mike Zalewski. Governor Bruce Rauner likely to decide soon if people in the state can swap out opioid pain pills for medical marijuana. State Senator Don Harmon believes the legislation will soon be sent to the governor, but the governor has been slow to embrace expanding the state's medical marijuana program in the past. Effingham County leaders are taking another conservative stance. The county board last night approving a resolution declaring the county a sanctuary for the unborn. The opener of a 3-game series between the Cubs and Dodgers at Wrigley postponed. They'll try play 2 today, but it will be a day-night doubleheader at Wrigley. Tyler Chatwood toes the rubber first, followed by Mike Montgomery. Indians over the White Sox last night, 6-2 in Cleveland. The news, a service of Accountemps, payroll, bookkeeping, month end. Are you feeling short-staffed? Accountemps can provide accounting and finance pros on a temporary or project basis when you need them to help with increased workload. Call them today or visit Accountemps.com. Accountemps, a Robert Half company. 7:04 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
It's become a summer tradition. Rockin' for the Troops returns this summer on July 14th at Northwestern Medicine Field in Geneva, home of the Kane County Cougars. Don't miss this year's lineup featuring Seventh Heaven, Ayla Brown, Rocky Lynn, The Voices, and Ryan Weaver. Proceeds will benefit Operation Support Our Troops America. Get your tickets today at rockinforthetroops.org. That's rockinforthetroops.org.
All money managers may seem pretty much the same. But while some money managers may recommend high commission investment products, Fisher Investments avoids them. Some money managers may have hidden and layered fees. Fisher Investments never does. And while some money managers are happy to earn commissions from you, whether you do well or not, Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when you do better. In other words, we're structured to be on your side. Maybe that's why most of our clients come to us from other money managers. Talk with us and find out why so many experienced investors are switching to and staying with Fisher Investments. Fisher Investments, clearly better money management. Investments in securities involve the risk of loss. Visit us at FisherInvestments.com to find out what we can do for you.
Gentlemen, June is Men's Health Month. Do you know your numbers? You may know your blood pressure and cholesterol, but do you know your testosterone and prostate numbers? I know mine. I went to Low T Center. They make it quick and easy. You'll know your results in about 20 minutes. At Low T Center, most health insurance is accepted. They'll even verify your insurance for you. Low T Center's physicians have been exclusively diagnosing and treating men for low testosterone for years. And in honor of Men's Health Month, Low T Center is offering a special testosterone and prostate level test for just $50. Take advantage of this offer, especially if you haven't met your deductible yet, or have a high copay, or simply don't have insurance. If you've noticed a decline in energy or motivation, you may have low testosterone. Low T makes you feel tired and grumpy. It can raise your cholesterol and cause weight gain. Low T Center's experienced medical staff will educate you on the benefits and risks of testosterone replacement. When it comes to your health and daily quality of life, do what I did. Get your numbers checked. You owe it to yourself. Call 312-239-3427. Tell them Dan Prof sent you. The number again, 312-239-3427. Or go to lowtcenter.com for more information. That's lowtcenter.com.
7:07. Let's check the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center with Jim.
Thanks, Mike. There are some flight delays due to the wake of the rain and fog this morning at O'Hare, especially, and also at Midway. A big mess on the eastbound Eden Spur due to construction. It's down to one lane around this toll plaza. We're looking at a big backup coming off the southbound Tri-State. Southbound Tri-State delays start now as far north as 176 and continue down to that Eden Spur ramp. Eden itself runs 25 minutes, Lake Cook to Montrose, outbound 21. Kennedy, 48 minutes, O'Hare to downtown, 26 from Montrose, 24 in the Express. Outbound 14 minutes to Montrose, 46 to O'Hare. Eisenhower 53 minutes, 390 to downtown, 40 from Manheim, outbound 40 to 390. Northbound I-55 is heavy, 126 to past Weber after a crash. It's 58 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive, outbound 46. Ryan 36 minutes, 95th to downtown. I-57 30 minutes, I-80 to the merge, Bishop Ford 35. Northbound Tri-State delays are 95th to 31st, and from the Reagan Tollway to North Avenue. Reagan Tollway 83 to the Tri-State, the Veterans Memorial, I-55 to Roosevelt. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. From the 1-hour heating and air conditioning weather center, cloudy, cooler, couple of showers. Maybe another thunderstorm and a high of 74. Cloudy, humid, 65 overnight, and more clouds tomorrow, high 72. Currently 63. Next news at 7:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Don't forget that you can watch Chicago's Morning Answer on the Income Store live video stream every morning at 560theanswer.com.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. Welcome to the sixth branch of the U.S. military. Donald Trump's Space Force announced yesterday.
When it comes to defending America, it is not enough to merely have an American presence in space. We must have American dominance in space. So important. Very importantly, I'm hereby directing the Department of Defense and Pentagon to immediately begin the process necessary to establish a Space Force as the sixth branch of the armed forces. That's a big statement. We are going to have the Air Force and we are going to have the Space Force, separate but equal. It is going to be something so important. General Dunford, if you would carry that assignment out, I would be very greatly honored also. Where's General Dunford?
Hey, where'd you go?
Where'd you go? Hey, you. Come here. Come on.
Got it? Let's go get it, General.
Let's go do it. Let's go do it. We're boldly going where no man has gone before.
We're going to Space Force. It reminds me of Mel Brooks' Spaceballs. Remember that? You know,
There is, it is the final frontier. It is the final frontier.
Okay, thank you.
Space. Just so
No,
we're establishing, baseline here.
Is this needed? 312-642-5600.
Needed? No, we're past that.
Oh.
Who is going to command President Trump's Space Force? That's the question.
312-642-5600 is our turnkey.pro answer line. 64636. Type in DA, not a quick comment.
You just heard him. I mean, he called Dumford. He said, "This is done."
Get up here. Where is he? Where's that little rascal? Get up here.
We're ready to launch.
Can't stop.
So you mentioned one nominee. I would say that should be under consideration. Dark Helmet.
Prepare ship for light speed. No, light speed is too slow. Light speed too slow? Yes, we're gonna have to go right to ludicrous speed. Ludicrous speed? Sir, we've never gone that fast before. I don't know if the ship can take us. What's the matter, Colonel Sanders? Chicken?
There you go. Some of Mel Brooks' best work.
It was good.
Steve on 88 suggests Michael Jordan.
Oh, yeah, because Space Jam
Bingo.
could easily translate into Space Force.
I think you have to consider somebody that you know.
Who?
You've flown on the good ship Adama, haven't you? Admiral Adama,
Okay.
commander of Battlestar Galactica.
This is the Admiral. All hands, brace for turbulence.
Is that the line he used on you?
Before he shoved his tongue down my throat. Oh, come on.
gross.
Stop. No,
Ooh,
I know.
jeez.
Come on.
Ah.
I wasn't expecting it either.
I would, and I'll tell you what. I'll give everybody anybody who understands this reference, who knows this reference, my unyielding admiration.
Oh, and that's so important.
You can't put a price on that.
No, you can't.
You want a T-shirt, or you want my unyielding admiration? Captain Malcolm Reynolds.
Oh.
I think it's got to. Do you know who that is?
I'm looking it up right now.
I'll be impressed.
I'm still embarrassed.
I'll be
about
impressed if
Edward
anybody
James
gets it.
Olmos. Captain.
He was, he did.
Stop. Who? What? Who are we on to now?
I mean, back in the Castillo days of Vice, I could understand it.
Oh my God! Can you just stop talking about it?
So here's the thing. I think it should be somebody who has played I don't. It shouldn't be an actual astronaut or actual general. It should be somebody who's just played one on TV.
And who was that last person you suggested, Captain?
Malcolm Reynolds.
Reynolds.
Bob in Buffalo Grove. You're in Chicago's Morning Answer.
Thanks for taking my call, Dan and Amy. I'm going to go back to my childhood, before you guys were even born. Either Captain Video or Captain Midnight.
Oh boy.
In the that goes back to the early 50s. The kids program.
Captain Video and his Video Rangers. Yeah.
Yep, and then also Captain Midnight.
All right. Thanks for the call, Bob.
I got one. Flash Gordon.
Yeah. Okay.
Wasn't he in Ted 2? Well, he was in Ted. The character who played Flash Gordon. Not that you saw Ted or Ted 2.
I did see them. Yeah.
They were funny.
Yeah. Oh, all right. Okay.
Thunder Buddies.
Tom in Deer Park.
Hi, good morning. I lack the cultural references to be of assistance on this segment. The Star Wars, Star Trek, not my thing. But I'm an old enough conservative to remember when we used to be in favor of limited government, against taxes and, fraud and waste. But you know what? Sign me up, sign me on. I'm probably too old to be a member of the Corps, but I'm willing to spend and waste my tax dollars on the great President Trump's latest idea, and I'm totally on board.
Final frontier, Tom. Thanks for the call.
Well, the Air Force already has a division called Space Command.
Yeah.
So why do we need a Space Force?
We're not. Nobody is suggesting James Tiberius Kirk. Wow.
So if you sign up for the
How the
Space
mighty
Force,
have fallen.
I mean, then can you get free college later on if you commit to Space Force for 2 years? Then will the government pay for your higher education?
Do you need letters?
Is it just like the Army or the Navy, Air Force, Marines, Coast Guard?
Getting into West
Yeah.
Point. So do you need like letters from your senators, for your home state
congressmen. Oh,
senators,
yeah,
to get into Space Force? Kurt in Bolingbrook.
Hey, Dan. Now, I like Trump, but maybe he was up late at night watching the end of Moonraker, where he got the idea of the Space Force.
Sure. Yeah, that's a good reference.
That's they opened up the shuttle, which we don't have anymore, but out come the troops with the lasers shooting at each other.
Yeah. Thanks for the call, Kurt. Also, there's a great old, terrible movie that was parodied on MST3K. That's Mystery Science Theater 3000 for the layman.
Wow, you are such a nerd.
Teenagers from Outer Space.
Oh.
That was pretty good.
God, that's digging deep.
Somebody Monica on Twitter got my Malcolm.
It's
Malcolm
a guy
Reynolds.
from Firefly, right?
Well, you looked it up. That doesn't
No,
count.
I didn't look it up. Keith Conrad texted it to me.
That's the same thing. Very good Monica on Twitter who got it without looking it up, I presume.
Was that a great series or something?
That's pretty good.
That's a guy from Castles.
From Castle, singular.
Castle.
Yeah.
Castle.
Yeah. Nathan Fillion.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah. Do I have a poster in my room? Maybe. Eric in Crystal Lake. You're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Yeah, wasn't it President Reagan's Star Wars program that ended the Cold War with Russia?
I don't know that it was the idea of Star Wars exclusively, but it certainly was the arms race combined with the internal contradictions of the Soviet Union that ended the Cold War, yeah. So we're not allowed to make fun of Trump? Is that what you're saying? Come on, Eric. Thanks for the call. Lighten up.
I mean,
I got a tweet from Kevin Rooney, too. Do you think President Xi of China is laughing about the Space Force? I don't.
President Xi right now is with Kim Jong-un.
And I do think he's giggling about it. Maybe not full belly laugh.
Well,
maybe
do you
a little
think Putin's
giggle.
giggling about it?
He'd be giggling at this segment if people would lighten up.
Well, where's the home base going to be? I mean, we need to know.
Space station.
Duh, Amy.
Or it'll be on Mars, where Sheila Jackson Lee thinks Neil Armstrong planted an American flag. Jay in Highland, Indiana.
Morning, Dan and Aim. Pleasure to speak with you again. Let me play devil's advocate. Let's think about this seriously for a second. Granted, we all see little green men bouncing around in spacecraft and stuff when we think about a Space Force, but let's be realistic about it. With the amount of equipment and money that we have tied up in space, not to mention the security component of it, might not be a bad idea to have some sort of defense. So when Dan's brother Elon Musk has a spaceship that goes up there, somebody hijacks our satellites down with rockets, we can do something to deter that.
There you go. There you go.
Thanks.
All right, thanks. Well, if Jay, if it's to protect Elon Musk, then of course I'm in, obviously. Well, and also too, I mean, we still need to rescue George Clooney from space.
Oh, and that
Gravity.
Gravity.
Yeah.
Julia Roberts got back, right?
Sandra Bullock
Or Sandra
was in that
Bullock.
movie. I don't know if Julia
I did
Roberts
see it.
did get
Sorry.
back. I don't know. You mean from that whatever the
That thing.
plantation or from Osage County? Are you talking about? Is that Zach in Downers Grove?
You know, you go to all these sporting events and other events, and they have the recruitment booths for the military. I was just wondering if the next booth for Space Force was going to be at Comic-Con.
You know what? That is a great idea. There's a large pool, of talent there that you could recruit.
There's no question. Thanks for the call, Zach. Matt in Fox River Grove.
Yeah, it's got to be Christopher Lloyd.
Oh,
Doc,
sure.
Space Force Commander. He'd be awesome.
Thank you, Matt. That's a good one.
We've got a
Back to
text
the
message
future.
here. This Space Force makes perfect sense. A military force that could knock out enemy satellites seems like a great idea.
Yeah, fine. You play along. Stop being so serious. Why are you always so serious?
Yeah, right.
Diane in Kankakee.
I was thinking we could revive Dr. Smith and the characters from Lost in Space.
Yeah, that's a good one. Actually, they have been revived, right?
revived.
There's a Netflix series now.
Yeah, and the little kids from Blaine Elementary.
Oh, thanks for the call,
Well,
Diane.
actor.
Appreciate
Moved
it.
up to Toronto.
Really?
There's all the little,
Why didn't Peyton or Eli get that gig?
Because I'm not one of those moms pushing them into the arts.
Yeah.
I keep them on the courts.
You're
with a
not one
ball
of
in their hand.
You're not one of those moms like the Blaine kid in Lost in Space who wants to retire.
It's news, opinion, insight. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
I got Sully Sullenberg.
Oh,
that's a pretty good one. That's pretty
and then
good.
the in his first deputy could be the woman who brought down the Southwest Airlines plane after that woman got sucked through the window.
Yeah, right.
Tammy something.
Yeah.
Now, why don't we know her name as much as we know Sully's?
They haven't made a movie about her yet.
Yeah, exactly. Today, cloudy. We can't rule out showers and
Or
thunderstorms.
Tom Hanks as Sully. Maybe Tom Hanks should be Space Force.
We're going to have a high today of 74 degrees. It is a pleasant 64 degrees right now. Then tonight, a shower and thunderstorm, a low of 65. And tomorrow, mostly sunny, a high in the low 70s. Let's get into the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here is Captain Jim Telemonte.
Thanks, Amy and Dan. Good morning. Well, traffic is jammed on the southbound Tri-State Tollway from 137 to the Eden Spur. There's road work on the spur at the toll plaza. It's down to one lane. But consider 41 or another alternate to the southbound Tri-State right now. Again, the backup starts at 137. On the northbound side of the Tri-State, it's heavy, more normal delays. Southwest Highway to 47th, from the Reagan all the way to North Avenue. Northbound Veterans Memorial, still I-55 to Roosevelt. Eden's is 22 minutes, like Cook to Montrose. Outbound, it is 23. The Kennedy, 47 minutes, O'Hare to downtown, but outbound an hour and 7 minutes. It's a mess from Montrose to 190. There's a crash in the right lane. Eisenhower, 53 minutes, 390 to downtown. Outbound 40. Stevenson, 58 minutes, 355 to the drive. Outbound 46. Ryan, 36 minutes, 95 to downtown. I'm Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
John and Palatine. You're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Hey, Dan, I think we should bring back Captain Stubing or Gavin McLeod from the Love Boat to head up the Space Force.
Well, that's a boat.
What, though?
Thanks
You
for
can
the
have a
call, John.
promenade deck with Isaac. Hey, giving you the drinks. Doc?
Well,
Julie McCoy?
what
Cruise
about-
director?
What about Gopher? Does Fred Grandy get
What
to
did,
come
what
too?
did Gopher do? Oh, he was just a Gopher guy,
Became a congressman from Iowa. He did.
I know he did.
The rapid evolution of technology in industrial robotic automation systems offers a multitude of solutions that give manufacturers a competitive advantage, from ergonomics, quality control, and the need to meet increased production goals while improving the lives of everybody on the factory floor. Industrial robotic automation can mean increased profitability and higher quality jobs. Matrix Industrial Automation has built a reputation as an industry leader in developing, building, and installing a wide range of turnkey robotic automation systems. Manufacturers big and small, local and worldwide, depend on Matrix to deliver the most optimal and robust industrial automation systems with improved ROI in mind. Nearly 2 decades of experience and hundreds of installed systems is why Matrix Industrial Automation, headquartered in Bartlett, Illinois, are the industrial automation experts. For information or to schedule a free automation consultation, visit matrixindustrialautomation.com or call 847-841-8260. That's matrixindustrialautomation.com.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
I'm Mark Gastineau. I played in the NFL for 10 years. I was diagnosed with CTE, with dementia, Alzheimer's, and Parkinson's. The fruits and vegetables that we take from Balance of Nature is the best thing that we could ever do. And I'm calling in now to order extra because my wife has been taking mine because she sees a difference in me. It is a wonderful thing that Balance of Nature is doing. I hear the testimonies on the radio, but I'm a testimony for myself. And the fruits and vegetables, if I don't take them every single day, my day is not going to go the same. So God bless you, and thank you for what you've done for my wife and I.
When you call, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first month's order and ship it to you free. Call 800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
Hey, Chicagoland, Dan Proft here, and I'm here with my guy, Ryan Kelly, at thehomeloanexpert.com. He's one of us, and he just gets it. Ryan, great to talk to you again. Look, obviously, home prices are going up, and homes are moving fast. Somebody's looking to sell their home in the Chicagoland area. What do they do?
Well, if you're looking to sell your house, I tell you, just make up a price and put a for sale by owner sign out in the front yard, and you should have no problem selling that house. There's just not enough inventory. There's more buyers out there than there are sellers. But if you're thinking about buying a house, that's where you really better be on your A game. You better be pre-approved and pre-approved by a strong mortgage lender. At the Home Loan Expert office, when we pre-approve you to buy a house, we go over your credit with you. We go over interest rates, payments, give you a good idea of what you should be looking for and what your price points are. And then we pre-approve you on a gold piece of paper. Literally, our pre-approvals are written on gold. When we send those to the agents, they know that you're ready to buy. Don't miss the house of your dreams. Get pre-approved today at thehomeloanexpert.com. The Home Loan Expert LLC, Illinois Residential Mortgage Licensee.
Hey, if you're missing teeth or even a single tooth, then dental implants are a fantastic way to regain your confidence, your smile, and your dental health. Hey, Sean Hannity here. So what are you waiting for? Find out now if implants are for you. Successful implants don't come from an implant factory. Skill, treatment, installation, those are the main differences for successful lifelong implants. That's why you need to see Dr. Neruzzi at Fox River Periodontics. Dr. Neruzzi is the recommended choice of dentists that don't do implants themselves. You need the experience, the skill, and honesty that over 25 years of dental implants brings, and you're going to be happy with your implant. It's not a mass production procedure because everyone is different. And Dr. Neruzzi wants to talk to you about dental implants today.
This is Dr. Neruzzi. I personally guarantee your happiness with your implants.
Call Fox River Periodontics at 630-232-7400. They're online at implantsforme.com.
Wildfires, hurricanes, tornadoes, earthquakes, a crashing economy. Are you ready? At best, your local stores have a 3-day supply of food. Will your family have to fight over what's left? Be wise and be ready with 25-year shelf life Wise Food Storage. Try it free. Order a no-obligation free sample meal, and for a limited time, get a 10% discount and free shipping on all orders. Call for your free sample now. 800-787-1010. 800-787-1010. AM 560. The Answer.
Yeah, talking about who should head up Trump's Space Force that he so designated yesterday, and a lot of
what?
A lot of suggestions coming in. I'm glad that I get most of the references. It ensures my geek status. What was the?
I have one. Jeff Bloom from Independence Day.
Independence Day, terrible.
I saw that movie.
Tweet from Jeffrey Tompkins. Zap Brannigan. That's Futurama. That's a cartoon, though. You need an actor. From Steve on 88, Slim Pickens, of course, King Kong from Dr. Strangelove, but Slim Pickens has been dead for 35 years.
Oh, it's too soon. Yeah.
Tweet from Silverback Marketing, Chewbacca. I know what you want. That's pretty good. Oh, the tongue roll. Oh, wait, hold on a second. Let's hear Chewbacca. I hear you. It's not bad.
Thank you. I've been practicing for years.
I don't know if
decades.
your Chewbacca and your Melania are pretty good. It's weird. It's a weird talent.
Party animals.
Jack and Long Grove, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Hi. I remember when the Army Air Corps split off and became the Air Force, and then they created the Air Force Academy. So does this mean that we're going to have the Space Academy, and we will have space cadets, of which the U.S. is amply supplied?
And they'll all be blondes.
Yeah. Thanks for the call, Jack.
Well, here's a low-hanging fruit. William Shatner. Hello.
Captain James Tiberius Kirk has been called. I'm sorry. You don't know that they're the same person.
Space cadet, and I'll fit in perfectly. Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
All right, we're going to switch gears, get serious again, talk to Heather McDonald from City Journal, and, of course, best-selling author of The War on Cops, about the nation's immigration policy. That is at 7:37.
But first, let's go into the newsroom. Here is our commander of news, Mike Scott.
66 degrees outside. Texas Republican Senators John Cornyn and Ted Cruz are planning separate bills looking to keep illegal immigrant families together. House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi attempted to blast the Trump administration yesterday in San Diego over the immigration policy.
The president is saying, it's not my fault, I didn't do it. No, you did do it. You did it to the dreamers, and now you're doing it to the children. You can rescind this action in a moment.
Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen insisting the administration is enforcing laws passed by Congress. Justice Department Inspector General Michael Horowitz says actions of former FBI Director James Comey negatively impacted the perception of the FBI.
Inappropriate political messages we uncovered cast a cloud over the mid-year investigation, sowed doubt about the credibility of the FBI's handling of it, and impacted the reputation of the FBI.
Horowitz accused Comey, the FBI, and the Justice Department of mishandling the Hillary Clinton email investigation. President Trump taking aim at China with more tariffs, ordering his trade office to look at $200 billion worth of products for additional tariffs at a rate of about 10%. Federal judge is throwing out a Kansas law requiring voters show proof of citizenship. Judge ruling the law violated the 14th Amendment. The new home of the Milwaukee Bucks is apparently the linchpin to the city of Milwaukee's bid to host the 2020 Democratic National Convention. The bid has been formally submitted to the DNC. Chicago coming off its most violent weekend of the year. 56 were shot over the weekend. 9 of those victims died. Drew Peterson is taking his case to the U.S. Supreme Court in order to undo his 2012 conviction for his third wife's murder. The state's high court has twice rejected Peterson's request for a new trial for the murder of his ex-wife, Kathleen Savio, over hearsay evidence. Plenty to clean up this morning in Rockford after a band of heavy rain led to major flash flooding for about 2 hours last night. A neighborhood on Chicago's southwest side getting a new alderman. Mayor Emanuel selecting State Rep Sylvan Tabares to become the new leader of the 23rd Ward, replacing Mike Zalewski. And there's a jury duty scam being exposed by Lake County authorities. Chief Judge Jeju Kenna issuing an alert claiming a man pretending to be a sheriff's deputy making calls to the victim saying they did not show up for jury duty. The person was then told to drive to the Lake County Courthouse in Waukegan right away, and then someone else would show up and attempt to break in to that person's home. The chief judge reminds everyone that the county will only communicate with you about juries via the U.S. mail. Cubs and Dodgers at Wrigley postponed. They'll play a day-night doubleheader today. Indians cruise past the White Sox 6-2 in Cleveland. Colombia, Japan, Poland, Senegal, and Russia taking on Egypt in the World Cup today. The news service of Napa. This month at participating Napa Auto Parts stores, Avalanche AC recharge kits are on sale for just $39.99 plus a $15 prepaid Visa card by mail. Quality parts, helpful people. That's Napa know-how. 7:33 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
The Dennis Prager Show. The Dennis Prager Show.
Criticizing some of the liberal media's coverage of the U.S.-North Korea summit on denuclearization, President Donald Trump said America's biggest enemy is fake news, which is so easily promulgated by fools. It's 100% accurate. America's greatest enemy is fake news. That's right.
The Dennis Prager Show. Weekdays at 11, right before Sean Hannity at 2 on AM 560. The Answer.
If you or someone you know is blind from retinitis pigmentosa, there may now be light at the end of the tunnel. Known as the Second Sight Argus 2 retinal prosthesis system, this is the only FDA-approved treatment for end-stage retinitis pigmentosa. Find out more by calling 800-499-7620. Call 800-499-7620 to learn more about an FDA-approved system that provides some artificial vision for those blinded by retinitis pigmentosa. Once again, the number to call is 800-499-7620. Call now. Argus 2 is indicated for patients who are completely blind due to retinitis pigmentosa. Possible side effects that may require further treatment include wound reopening, low eye pressure, serious infection in the eye and retinal detachment. For more information, including all potential risks associated with the device and procedure, call 800-499-7620. That's 800-499-7620, or visit our website at info.secondsight.com.
7:35. Let's get an update on the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here is Jim Telemonte.
Thanks, Mike. Got a huge jam on the southbound tri-state starting in the northern suburbs, actually around Gurnee now. As the backup grows, it's heavy from Washington Street to Lake Cook, actually onto the eastbound Eden Spur, with roadways down to one lane at the toll plaza due to road construction. The northbound tri-state has more normal delays, but they're heavy from Southwest Highway 47th and from the Reagan Tollway to Lawrence. Northbound Veterans Memorial jammed, I-55 to Roosevelt. Eden's is 21 minutes, Lake Cook to Montrose, outbound 22. Kennedy, 47 minutes, O'Hare to downtown, heavier in the express. Outbound 15 minutes to Montrose, but an hour and 7 minutes to the airport. Crash 190 in the right lane. Eisenhower, an hour, 390 to downtown, outbound 46 minutes. Stevenson, 58 minutes, 355 to the drive, outbound 46. Ryan, 36 minutes, 95th to downtown. Traffic service of account temps. Payroll, bookkeeping, month end. You feeling short-staffed? Account temps can provide accounting and finance professionals on a temporary project basis when you need them to help with increased workloads. Call them today or visit accounttemps.com. Account Temps, a Robert Half company. Traffic answers when you need them most. Telemonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. From the 1 Hour Heating and Air Conditioning Weather Center, cloudy, cooler. We'll have a couple of showers, maybe a thunderstorm, and a high of 74. Currently 65 at O'Hare, 61 along the lakefront. Next news coming up at 8. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Make sure to check out the Income Store live video stream of today's show right now at 560theanswer.com.
Coming up next, it's me, Mike Gallagher, right after Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy on AM 560, The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. The nice thing about Hillary Clinton being around as long as she's been around is you can almost track the descent of the Democrat Party into cultural Marxist madness just by listening to her pronouncements over the years as she modulates her positions to keep with the times in pursuit of power. Hillary Clinton in 2003 on immigration.
I am, adamantly against illegal immigrants. Certainly, we've got to do more at our borders, and people have to stop employing illegal immigrants.
Wow. That's a little bit different than the song she's singing today. How about 2014 Hillary Clinton, not so long ago, when it comes to matters like turning away families at the border, separating parents from children for the purposes of processing in or out?
2 quick points. One, the numbers are increasing dramatically. And the main reason I believe why that's happening is that the violence in certain of those Central American countries is increasing dramatically. And there is not sufficient law enforcement or will on the part of the governments of those countries to try to deal with this exponential increase in violence, drug trafficking, the drug cartels. And many children are fleeing from that violence.
Should they be able to stay here? It's safer.
It may be safer, but that's not the answer. I do not.
Should they be sent back?
Well, first of all, we have to provide the best emergency care we can provide. We have children 5 and 6 years old who have come up from Central America. We need to do more to provide border security in southern Mexico.
They should be sent back now.
Well, they should be sent back as soon as it can be determined who responsible adults and their families are, because there are concerns about whether all of them can be sent back, but I think all of them who can be should be reunited with their families, and just as Vice President Biden...
Yeah, there you go. And now yesterday?
Yeah, yesterday.
2018 Hillary?
Well, she tweeted what's happening to families at the border right now is a humanitarian crisis. And then she took to the lectern.
Separating families is not mandated by law at all. That is an outright lie.
Mm-hmm.
And she wasn't alone. I mean, Laura Bush had that op-ed in the Washington Post. Michelle Obama retweeting it, saying sometimes truth transcends party. So all of the former first ladies are upset with the separation, the zero tolerance policy.
Yeah, and Hillary Clinton played a theologian, too, which is always fun. It's almost as much fun as her on the Emmett Pettus Bridge talking about I ain't in no ways tired, aligning herself with the civil rights movement. For more on this topic, we're pleased to be joined by our friend Heather McDonald, contributing editor for City Journal, author of The War on Cops, and has opined in City Journal on this topic. I want to get her thoughts. Heather, thanks for joining us again. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Dan and Amy.
So what about this heartless policy that's been advanced by the Trump administration and articulated by Jeff Sessions, humanitarian crisis, unconscionable to separate parents from their children and the like?
Well, it's Hillary Clinton, her more recent statements is just mushy thinking, and I would say that about Laura Bush and Michelle Obama as well. The fact is that allowing this type of deliberate breaking of the law, using kids as hostages, I mean, they are playing the child card to the hilt, increases ultimately suffering in the world. You have an incentive now for adults, whether they're the parents or not, because there's well-documented stories of basically rent-a-child services to get a child as you're crossing the border to make a ungrounded claim for asylum. If you reward that by saying that, yes, we're carving out an exception to our immigration laws for adults who bring a juvenile with them, you're going to get more of that, putting children at risk and creating a situation of chaos that is good for nobody. So what's going on now is a consequence of adults' decisions. They are the ones that are responsible for separating their children, if it is their children, not the federal government. They're the ones who made the decision to come into the country illegally, knowing that the consequences in most cases is a deportation at the border.
Well, do you think the president, though, is going to flip on this? Because I don't think this is the reality TV show that he wants to be a part of. And you have a growing number of Republicans that are against it. Even, Ted Cruz, Paul Ryan, John McCain, Lisa Murkowski. I mean, people want this to stop. And both bills now address kids being separated from their parents, the conservative and the moderate bill, before Congress.
Yeah, sadly, Amy, I do think the president will flip. I don't think he has particularly deep principles or a deep understanding of how the law works and how the enforcement of the law works as a deterrent. I think he is absolutely a weathercock and will change according to the sense of whether the media is movable on this or not. But I support those within his administration, such as Jeff Sessions and Stephen Miller, who realize that taking a short-term response to this, looking at pictures of children crying on the border, is not the way to make policy. The way to make policy is fair and neutral rules and enforcing them fairly and neutrally and not carving out exceptions. To me, what is the most astounding thing is not really the flip-flops of Hillary, because, frankly, any party in power is going to exploit, and out of power is going to exploit the tools available to it. But it's why the left is so determined to get residents of third world countries, people of color, into the U.S. in the first place. Because the left is the body of activists and professors and journalists who are telling us nonstop that there is no more bigoted, misogynist, oppressive, racist place on earth than the United States. You have Ta-Nehisi Coates saying that the very DNA of America is the destruction of black bodies. You have every academic saying that, to be a college student, a female college student, is to experience a tsunami of sexual violence, and that America is a rape culture. So why are they so determined to bring in people, whether it's females who, if you believe the left, will simply be exchanging a local patriarchy for the United States one, or if it's blacks, will be exchanging their purportedly Pacific, calm, civil peace ridden country for one that is out to destroy them. The left is completely hypocritical in its open borders mode, which contradicts its America as the source of all evil mode.
Well, but they obviously, why they want to do that, why they're willing to endure that paradox is because they want that electorate here, and they want to make America into some third world, socialist authoritarian regime. Apparently, that's certainly the philosophy that you hear on college campuses and from some of the assorted coalition partners of the left you described.
That is absolutely their agenda. I completely agree. Nevertheless, they turn on a dime and drop the rhetoric of racial victimology and oppression in order to then say that America is the only source of opportunity and hope, and portray us as this beacon of openness when they want to shoehorn as many of these left-leaning third world low-skilled people here that will demand greater government and transform the culture.
Well, the thing that's remarkable to me about this is I understand that, politicians are going to demagogue issues, then are going to play the sentimentalism game and use, emotional examples to move popular opinion. But the reflection of the rule of law and actually the laws on the books is completely absent from media coverage. So, for example, the Flores consent decree from 1997 says unaccompanied children can only be held for 20 days. A ruling by the Ninth Circuit extended this 20-day limit to children who come as part of family units. So even if we want to hold a family unit together, the government is forbidden by law from doing so. So we're talking about 20 days, and you cannot hold a family unit together by law. And that is almost nowhere in the coverage of this story.
Yeah, it's pure. It's like watching sort of communist propaganda in action. They are going completely for the emotions. I mean, it's just hilarious to see the coverage on MSNBC and CNN. They know they have, for them and for much of the country, a winning issue, and they have the bit in the teeth, and they are running with it with as much maudlin coverage as they can. And it's sad that so many otherwise conservative politicians are buckling under on this. It just shows, it seems like the race card is the most powerful thing you can play, but I think perhaps the child card trumps everything else.
So there's two bills before Congress. Do you think the Democrats are going to move on any of this?
I think they have power. I think that at this point they'll probably hold out for as much as they can get as far as an amnesty in DACA. I don't know whether this, it was foreseeable and shouldn't have been undertaken. I support Jeff Sessions so much. I think he's the most important person in the Trump administration. He is absolutely determined to restore the immigration rule of law. Whether, however, this was a crisis that was foreseeable and they should have somehow avoided it because of knowing the melodramatic possibilities is hard to say.
In your column, you address an area where Sessions was criticized specifically, as he has been generally, on immigration enforcement. The idea of not granting asylum to alleged victims of domestic violence. You argue that makes perfect sense. Explain.
Well, yes. The whole concept of asylum is that you are granting it to individuals who are persecuted by their government for membership in a socially distinct group. The idea is that if you're under a persecuting government, there is literally no escape. And as a humanitarian gesture, we're going to reach out and give you some sort of relief from that. But domestic violence is not a government issue. It's a private crime. And it simply does not fall under the traditional understanding of asylum. This is something that has been pushed by the feminists as a way to get more third world people of color in. And it has been grotesquely exploited. I mean, the asylum claims have increased 1,700% over a 8-year period, because people are bringing these trumped-up charges, and we now have a backlog in the immigration courts of 300,000 that is bad for everybody. There are legitimate asylum seekers who are not getting justice.
Right, of course, exactly. Heather McDonald, contributing editor for City Journal, author of the book The War on Cops, her most recent piece at city-journal.org, America the Horrible, ? Heather, thanks so much for joining us again. Appreciate it.
Thank you, Dan and Amy.
And she joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
The more you listen, the more you'll know. This is Chicago's Morning Answer. Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
I went to have my blood test done a few weeks ago, and I met the doctor, and he was really encouraged by my progress, and I showed him what I was taking, and he started looking at all the ingredients, and he said, I'm really impressed with the shiitake mushroom. And he said, this stuff, it could clean out your arteries. And I'm like, oh, wow. He said, you may be onto something here. And he said, you just keep that up, and maybe you can start cutting back on your medication. And he says, you're helping your health by doing that. And I'm like, whoa, endorsement by the doctor.
When you call, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first month's order and ship it to you free. Call 800-246-8751. That's 1-800-246-8751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
Good morning, Dan and Amy, and we're in the middle of a debate about Heather Locklear's age. So,
well, she's been hospitalized. Her family member called because they were concerned she might commit suicide.
Oh, well, that's not good.
Go the route of Anthony Bourdain and Kate Spade.
Well, let's hope
but
that
let's
doesn't
see how
happen.
old she is. Okay,
All
you do your live read, and I'll find out.
As somebody who's used to be a big Melrose Place guy.
She is 56 years old.
I told you she was.
She's knocking at the door of 60.
It looks like she's 60. Upstream-ideas.com, premium content that complements what we do each morning on this show. Long-form interviews in our Against the Current series. This week featuring Maj Touré, the founder of Black Guns Matter. You want to check out this interview because this is somebody that could dispel the leftist demagoguery on guns in urban centers, do more than the NRA has done to bring different constituencies to an understanding of what law-abiding gun ownership is and what law-abiding gun owners do. Maj Touré and Against the Current. 60 seconds of sanity commentaries from yours truly. 2-minute warnings from Pat Hughes, the Illinois Opportunity Project. Follow the Logic Man in the Street segments, as well as our Heart of the Matter series featuring professional women speaking collegially about the important issues of the day. This week's topic also guns and self-protection. And then our sister site, defendhomeowners.com, free property tax report on your home, updated home sales information and valuations in your neighborhood, in your community. All the property tax and home sale info is at defendhomeowners.com. Everything else, upstream-ideas.com.
Nowadays, there's an app for everything, and here's one that's a must-have if you golf. It's the Bolingbrook Golf Club mobile app, and it'll enhance your golf experience. You can book tee times at Bolingbrook Golf Club. There's an interactive scorecard, golf games, a GPS, latest news from the club, even a food and beverage menu, Facebook sharing, and more. Just about everything you need for your golf game besides the clubs is in the palm of your hand with the new Bolingbrook Golf Club mobile app. Go to bolingbrookgolfclub.com/contact/download our app. bolingbrookgolfclub.com/contact/download our app. And download today.
Have a young golf enthusiast? Keep them busy this summer with the 2018 Robito Golf Academy Junior Golf Program at Bolingbrook Golf Club. It's a great chance for youngsters to learn golf fundamentals and get warmed up for the golf season by the professional teaching staff at Bolingbrook Golf Club. There are special programs divided into age groups, and sessions are still available but going fast. Get more info at bolingbrookgolfclub.com and click on driving range, then junior golf.
Hey guys, Ken here from the Business Accelerator podcast, Today's Growth. If you had to choose a vehicle to take you up the rocky side of a mountain, would you choose a Ferrari or a Jeep? The Ferrari's faster, cooler, maybe even sexier, but if you have to get to the top, the Jeep's a better bet. I think we can agree getting to the top is not about the driver, it's the vehicle. Have you noticed people often pick their financial vehicle like they pick their cars? Washington Post shared that only 1 out of 4 people choose a job that uses their college degree. Why? Simple. Something more immediate, maybe cooler, maybe even sexier came along first. Shouldn't the main deciding factors for revenue generation be production or output? Should the cool factor have any weight in choosing someone's income? If getting to the top of the financial mountain is mission critical for you, why not add a few Jeeps to your garage? Could your household or business use an additional revenue model that makes it to the top every time? If so, you have to see the Jeeps lined up at IncomeStore.com. That's IncomeStore.com.
You know your old windows are costing a pretty penny in energy costs, and they don't look that great either. But finding the right company for doors and windows is confusing. Options, choices, pushy salespeople. Seems everyone wants to sell and install doors and windows. But you want someone who specializes, not a jack of all trades. The specialty at Next Door & Window is doors and windows. It's right in their name. You want only the best in quality and looks. Next Door & Window delivers with the largest selection of wood-clad vinyl and fiberglass products and custom stains and paints for a look and match that no one else can offer. Right now, get 33% off installation when you schedule a free quote by June 30th. Next Door & Window has showrooms in Arlington Heights, Burr Ridge, and Naperville. Online at nextdoorandwindow.com. But you want to call now to schedule your free quote. Hurry and do it before June 30th. Call 630-590-1370. That's 630-590-1370.
Next Door and Window, thousands of options, one perfect fit.
That's Dot. She's here to greet me after a long day. She's the only one who wants to be near me when I'm sick. She's my best friend. Thanks to folks like South Suburban Humane Society, Dot went from living on the street to a dog that wears clothes. Yep, I'm that guy. So how did I get so lucky? Before I met Dot, I spent time at South Suburban. Giving to a nonprofit isn't always about giving money or donating food and supplies, although that's appreciated too. South Suburban Pets just want your love. We encourage you to come by the facility, take a dog for a walk, play with Dot's cat friends, or even foster a pet to keep your flexibility. If you're interested in how you can volunteer or donate, visit them at southsuburbanhumane.org. That's right, Dot. South Suburban is a 501c3, which means all donations are tax deductible for individuals and businesses. Text DONATE to 708-866-0065 or visit southsuburbanhumane.org. South Suburban Humane Society, creating a better world for pets and their people.
The Northwest Side GOP Club presents the Ill-Advised Conservative Collective and Banquet. Join them for their annual fundraiser and more, June 21st at Lone Tree Manor in Niles. This is a great opportunity for Chicago area Republicans to get together for an enjoyable evening of information, fellowship, and the promotion of conservative Republican values. The evening begins with a first responder and veteran salute by patriotic rock group Madison Rising and continues with networking, exhibitors, raffles, and a delicious banquet dinner with keynote speaker Dan Proft from AM 560's The Morning Answer. Recently appointed co-chairman of the Illinois Republican Party, Mark Shaw, will also speak on the role of conservatives within the Illinois Republican Party. Like any good conservative collective, the Ill-Advised event will offer attendees the opportunity to interact with local and national organizations, Republican candidates, and elected officials. Don't miss the Northwest Side GOP Club's Ill-Advised Conservative Collective and Banquet with first responder and veteran salute by patriotic rockers Madison Rising, exhibitors, Republican candidates, and elected officials. June 21st at Lone Tree Manor in Niles. Join them as a sponsor, exhibitor, presenter, or attendee. For tickets and complete information, visit il-advised.com. That's il-advised.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
Dan and Amy, I'm still kind of hung up on who's going to command Trump's Space Force.
All right, I'll give it a try.
No, try not. Do or do not. There is no try.
It's inscrutable, but I think Yoda should have some sort of consultant role for the Space Force. I mean, it's,
I can't stop hearing Spaceball, Space Force. Maybe get Mel Brooks to do something.
So the combination is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That's the stupidest combination I ever heard in my life. That's the kind of thing an idiot would have on his luggage.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
We're going to pick up our discussion on the president's immigration policy with Editor of National Review, Rich Lowry, at 8:08. Excuse me.
A new heart-wrenching video that shows kids being torn away from their parents. But first, let's go into the newsroom. Here's Mike Scott.
Chicago sees its most violent weekend of 2018. Drew Peterson wants help from the U.S. Supreme Court. The Dodgers and Cubs postponed. WIND Chicago News Time is 8 o'clock.
Trying to stop separating families at the border. I'm Dave Anthony, Fox News. Republican Congressman Mark Meadows has a bill he says is a remedy.
It also deals with some of the asylum issues at the border.
Other lawmakers are also working on legislation, and President Trump will meet with House Republicans later today, but Democrats blame him.
But the president is saying it's not my fault. I didn't do it. No, you did do it.
And House Minority Leader Nancy Pelosi says he can change the policy immediately. This audio is adding to the drama, purportedly from a U.S. border detention facility. Kids crying, calling for their parents, released by ProPublica. But Homeland Security Secretary Kirstjen Nielsen insists they're well treated. And what's happening is
the exclusive product of loopholes in our federal immigration laws that prevent illegal immigrant minors and family members from being detained and removed to their home countries.
More things made in China could cost more in the U.S. Fox's John Decker explains, live from the White House.
Escalating the trade dispute with China, President Trump has threatened to impose tariffs on an additional $200 billion of Chinese goods. The president said that 10% tariffs would come into effect if China refuses to change its practices. China responded by accusing the U.S. of blackmail, and China's Commerce Ministry said the country would take qualitative and quantitative measures and fight back firmly against the additional tariffs. President Trump insists that China has been unfairly benefiting from a trade imbalance with the U.S. for years. Dave?
And John, a sell-off's brewing on Wall Street as a result. Stock futures are tumbling. North Korea's leader's gone to China a week after Kim Jong-un's historic meeting with President Trump, who has since claimed North Korea is no longer a nuclear threat. A rapper considered a rising star, XXX Tentacion, shot and killed in Florida a few months after the 20-year-old had a #1 album. He had once posted on Instagram about dying young.
I'm not able to see out my dreams. I at least want to know that the kids perceived my message.
This is Fox News, fair and balanced.
Cloudy skies. There's even a little fog reported in the area. 64 degrees at 8:02 on AM 560. The Answer. Good morning. I'm Mike Scott. Chicago coming off its most violent weekend of the year. The Tribune reporting 56 were shot over the weekend. Chicago police tell us 9 of those victims died. Chicago police officer Robert Rialmo is expected to testify today in the wrongful death lawsuit brought by the family of Quintonio Legrier. Rialmo's lawyer, Joel Brodsky, spoke about the shooting yesterday following opening statement.
Officer Rialmo was reacting to a man who was trying to kill him with a baseball bat, and he had no choice but to fire his weapon.
The lawyers for the city agreed. An attorney for Legrier's family say the 19-year-old college student did not pose a deadly threat. Drew Peterson taking his case to the U.S. Supreme Court in order to undo his 2012 conviction for his third wife's murder. Former Bolingbrook Police Sergeant's attorney filed petitions yesterday with the nation's high court asking it to review the decision of the Illinois Supreme Court. Mayor Emanuel weighing in with criticism of the Trump administration's practice of separating children from their families if they cross the southern border. We'll have more details on that developing story with AM 560's David Stewart in our next half hour. The opener of a 3-game series between the Cubs and Dodgers wiped out, but it wasn't all rain. Power outages in the light banks also caused problems last night. So the Cubs will try and play 2 today at Wrigley Field. White Sox will continue their 3-game series with the Indians after falling to the Tribe 6-2 last night. 8:03 is our time. It's time for the AM 560 Business Beat. From the Fox Business Network, here's Ginny Casola.
From the Fox Business Network, futures are sharply lower, pointing to selling at the open on Wall Street. Investors are concerned about the possibility of new tariffs. Pizza Hut is switching to chicken raised without antibiotics. It hopes to have all antibiotic-free chicken by the year 2022. Pizza Hut says it's making the change as part of its commitment to serve healthier food. Drug company Roche is merging with Foundation Medicine, a company that works on genomic profiling to treat cancer. Roche is paying $2.4 billion. Alexa, room service, please. Amazon has developed a virtual assistant for hotel guests. Marriott has already agreed to start testing the service with smart speakers in 10 hotels this summer. The Dow dropped 103 yesterday. NASDAQ was up a fraction. The S&P lost almost 6. With the Fox Business Report, I'm Ginny Cosola.
8:04, a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Sean Hannity sees bad news for the Democrats.
People in the Democratic Party, they're panicked. Remember, 2018 was supposed to be the year of the big blue wave. As Donald Trump is successful on the economy, and now the polls show the American people giving him the due success that he deserves for turning around the economy, well, that's bad news for the Democratic Party.
The Sean Hannity Show. Afternoons at 2, right before Joe Walsh at 5 on AM 560. The Answer.
Your local 1-hour heating and air conditioning knows how miserable it feels when your AC goes out. You want it fixed fast, fixed right, and get a fast quote. Unlike some companies, we don't give you a quote until we actually see what the problem is. Then we'll give you our straightforward price and always stand by our work. Right now, get savings on any AC repair. Call 855-1-HOUR.
Your comfort is just a call away. Call 1 hour.
Terms and conditions may apply. Call for details. Independently owned and operated. Licensed in the respective state or county.
All money managers may seem pretty much the same. But while some money managers may recommend high commission investment products, Fisher Investments avoids them. Some money managers may have hidden and layered fees. Fisher Investments never does. And while some money managers are happy to earn commissions from you, whether you do well or not, Fisher Investments fees are structured so we do better when you do better. In other words, we're structured to be on your side. Maybe that's why most of our clients come to us from other money managers. Talk with us and find out why so many experienced investors are switching to and staying with Fisher Investments. Fisher Investments, clearly better money management. Investments in securities involve the risk of loss. Visit us at FisherInvestments.com to find out what we can do for you.
8:07. Let's get an update on the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center with Jim Telemonti.
Thanks, Mike. The Eden Spur is jammed in both directions approaching the toll plaza. Roadwork allows just one lane through in each direction. And the southbound tri-state is backed up because of this. Delays from 132 in Gurnee down to that Eden Spur. Northbound tri-state, stop and go Southwest Highway to 47. From the Reagan Tollway to Lawrence, but Adams Tollway tight lead to the tri-state. Reagan Tollway 83 to the tri-state. Southbound Veterans Memorial, slow Army Trail to St. Charles. Northbound from 127th to I-55. After the Mountain Toll most of the way to Roosevelt. Eden's is 19 minutes, Lake Cook to Montrose. How about 32? Kennedy, 47 minutes. O'Hare to downtown, heavier in the express. How about 49? Eisenhower, an hour and 2 minutes, 390 to downtown. How about 49 minutes? Stevenson, an hour and 10 minutes, 355 to the drive. Ryan, 42 minutes, 95 to downtown. Traffic service of Aruba Tourism. Imagine if your daily commute was from your beach chair right to the crystal blue Caribbean Sea. It's time for an escape to sunny Aruba. Hop a daily nonstop flight from O'Hare to one happy island. Plan your Aruba vacation today at Aruba.com. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte, AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast from the 1-hour heating and air conditioning weather center and meteorologist Kevin Snyder.
Today, mainly cloudy with a couple of showers and a thunderstorm. High 74. Couple of showers and a thunderstorm in the evening. Otherwise, a cloudy and humid night tonight with a low of 65. I'm Kevin Snyder on AM 560, The Answer.
65 at O'Hare. Next news coming up at 8:30. Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
Don't forget that you can watch Chicago's Morning Answer on the Income Store live video stream every morning at 560theanswer.com.
This is Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan Proft and Amy Jacobson on AM 560. The Answer.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. Trying to get past the sentimentalism of the immigration debate, particularly the policy of separating children from their parents who attempt to come to this country illegally, is difficult. It's difficult to kind of lay it bare. So I'm going to defer my time to Mark Stein, who was on with Tucker yesterday. And I thought he provided a nice little contrast between what Americans were required to do and what those attempting to come here illegally are required to do, at least as so desired by the left. And plus, he has a British accent, so he sounds more sophisticated.
Well, which is it? This is a country that is supposedly on orange alert. Over half of the illegal aliens present broke into a country on orange alert. That is to say, they've come here since 9/11. Americans shuffle like a bovine herd through security that demands to know the consistency of their pumpkin pie if they're flying home to Thanksgiving from New York to Cleveland, but the rest of the world is entitled to walk across the Rio Grande if they happen to have a little moppet in tow with them. You can't have it both ways. Right now, Americans are living on orange alert if they make a domestic flight, but their borders are open. You're the chumps of the planet for going along with it.
The chumps of the planet. For more on this topic, we're pleased to be joined by Rich Lowry, the editor of National Review, nationalreview.com. Rich, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Thanks for having me.
Is Mark Stein right that we're the chumps of the planet under this current construct?
I don't think this is a security issue so much. I think these are mostly harmless people who are coming here because their countries are terrible and they think they'll have a better future here. Correctly, their countries are terrible and they would have a better future here.
Right.
But we have laws. I don't think it's in our interest to have people defy those laws en masse or to welcome these people into our country. We should be less more deliberate about who's coming here. But we have this screwy system that's insanely self-defeating that starkly pits humanitarian considerations against enforcement, and that's all our doing. You know, people see the situation in the border, and I think someone told me, Greg Gutfeld said this on Fox yesterday, well, why can't we just hold them together and then bus them back home? You can't do it. You literally cannot do it because of the way the rules are set up. Once someone says, I want asylum, the initial interviews, they're really waved through to the next part of the process, even if they're not likely to succeed. And then once the asylum claim begins, in the best scenario, it's going to take 2 or 3 months to adjudicate it, and you can't hold a kid that long. So the choice the administration has is either to release these family units together into the country, perhaps never to be seen again, probably never to be seen again, or to separate them. And that's just a terrible choice, and that's something we're doing to ourselves.
But why in the 6 weeks has this happened? Because of the zero tolerance policy? I mean, what were we doing before where people weren't held in these, essentially these camps?
We were releasing them all into the country.
Okay.
So if you showed up with a kid, you were getting into the country, and you were never leaving the country. So that created an enormous incentive to show up with a kid or to send the kids alone, which is, I mean, it's a horrific thing to consider, that you'd send your child, mostly teenagers, not younger minors, on this month-long dangerous journey. But they knew they showed up here, they'd get in as well. So that's the thing that has to stop. If we're ever going to cut off the flow, you have to convince people, no, they're not getting in. And what happened was the administration said, we're going to have a new zero-tolerance policy. We're going to prosecute everyone who crosses illegally, even if they show up with kids. And as soon as you prosecute them, they become briefly part of the criminal justice system. They're transferred into the custody of the U.S. Marshals. The U.S. Marshals are not in the business of child care. Just U.S. Marshals work anywhere across the country in any circumstance. They don't take care of your kids. So then the kids go into the care of HHS. And in theory, this should, it's a misdemeanor offense. People plead guilty. They sentence to time served, and then they're deported, and they should be reunited with their kid, like in 5 days or so. The thing is, they'll claim asylum. which, as I said, extends the process. And it appears that the system down there, as far as we can tell by the reporting, which is hysterical and misleading in a lot of instances, but there's some truth in it as well, appears to be overwhelmed. So your kid's taken from you, and you don't know what's going on, and you don't know how to hook back up with your kid. And there was a case that the New York Times reported on the other day where a woman, I believe from Guatemala, was deported without her 8-year-old son, and that just shouldn't happen. The administration thinks that shouldn't happen. They should be what an ideal system. They come across the border illegally. They are detained together. They are deported together.
Well,
it shouldn't be hard, but you need Congress to change these screwy rules.
Yeah, and then NPR reported, too, that a guy from Honduras, a father, hanged himself because he couldn't find his family members, and he was just so distraught. So
yeah, I haven't looked into that one specifically, and in my position now, I have radical doubt about all these horror stories. Now, I don't doubt that actually happened, but I'd want to know more about that actual case and about his history. But there's no doubt, look, this is a significant moral cost to this policy and a significant downside. And I think the people I talk to in the administration consider it a downside and wants Congress to kind of fix it so they don't have to do it this way. But there's no doubt that it's just we've created a system that's so insane. It's either don't enforce our laws or do this, and there have to be and there are better options.
Well, right, and commentators on both the left and the right have suggested this is a real moral cost to be paid for these images and these anecdotes that are being projected around the world, a moral cost to be paid for America. But you argue in a recent piece that you wrote in National Review about this topic that there's a significant moral cost to not enforcing the border as well. What's that?
Well, I mean, one, we're bringing in people that we wouldn't choose to bring in. I mean, I think they're well-meaning, they're desperate. My heart goes out to them. But if we just let everyone come in who shows up, we would just be swamped by people we wouldn't be able to absorb. One, two, just more specifically, you've created this incentive, perverse incentive, to bring kids, and you actually have stories of kids being kind of rented out to traffickers. People posing as the parents of kids. The kids have become chits in this game because if you show up with a kid, you're in. That's it. And they know it. They know this. These are rational actors. These migrants. They balance the various incentives. And when Trump first got elected, and everyone thought, this because of his rhetoric, there's going to be this massive deportation force. It's going to be the worst thing we've ever seen. This flow stopped, because they just didn't want to deal with that, and they didn't think they could get in. But then slowly the word got out that actually no matter what the president says or what the rhetoric is, the policies haven't changed, so you're still going to get waved into the country. So they actually, a lot of them, they surrender to a border agent directly at the border. They're not even really trying to evade them, and then the system is such that they get into the country, and the numbers of folks in the administration tell me the numbers of family units that have been deported once they're in the country is statistically insignificant. It really can't be measured. So once you're in, you're not going back.
I wanted to get your take on another topic with Christopher Wray and the DOJ Inspector General Michael Horowitz testifying before the Senate yesterday. Your colleague at National Review, Andy McCarthy, made the point that Horowitz established essentially that Comey was on a political timeline for his investigation into the Hillary email matter, and that's not a good policy for an investigation. It shouldn't be driven by electoral politics. But it seems the top line yesterday was Horowitz saying that they are indeed investigating and will produce a report on Comey's handling of classified information. So it doesn't look like Comey's going to get the same treatment that he gave Hillary.
Yeah, so Comey is a political operator. I mean, that's just what he is. He knew, as my colleague Andy McCarthy has demonstrated at length, he knew what Barack Obama wanted. He wanted this case to go away, and so he was going to do it. So he was sort of working backwards to that end result. And I think with President Trump, if things had gone differently, Comey would be perfectly happy still working in the Trump administration. He would have danced around some things. He would have kept his memos to cover himself if something went wrong. But this is a guy who wanted to be in power above all and was self-interested and also interested in the image of his particular agency over anything else. So instead of just following the procedures and letting the chips fall where they may, and letting Loretta Lynch make the decision to do what Barack Obama wanted. He did it himself, and that was wrong.
And wouldn't it be delicious irony if he was the one that ends up getting prosecuted?
Yeah, I don't take any joy in anyone being prosecuted.
A little
but,
bit.
You know,
Come on, a little bit. A little.
What's good for the goose is good for the gander. Especially, you know, Andrew McCabe. If we're going to nail, Mueller's going to nail people to the wall for lying to the FBI, who worked tangentially for the Trump campaign, well, then let's have that standard apply to everyone.
All right. He is Rich Lowry, editor of National Review, Fox News contributor, and the author of the book Lincoln Unbound. His recent piece on the immigration policy you can get at nationalreview.com. Rich, thanks for joining us. Appreciate it.
Hey, thanks so much.
And he joined us on our turnkey.pro answer line.
Before you see it on TV, share it on Facebook, or read about it in the paper. Hear it here first. This is Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
2 new campaign ads, one here in Illinois, the other up north in Minnesota. But you have to hear them. First, here's your forecast. Mainly cloudy today. We're going to have a couple of showers and thunderstorms in spots throughout the day, but not a complete washout. A high of 74 degrees. Tonight, a shower and thunderstorm around. Otherwise cloudy, humid, a low of 65 degrees. And for Wednesday, mostly cloudy skies, no rain, but cooler temperatures than we're used to, a high of 72. Any high travel times? Let's get the latest with Jim Telemonte, who joins us in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
Well, Amy, through the roof on the Eden Spur. It is jammed westbound, just past Lake Cook all the way to the toll plaza. There's road work. Only one lane gets through in each direction. Eastbound, the delay starts, well, actually on the southbound tri-state at 132 in Gurnee. Is jammed all the way down to that spur, so consider an alternate to the southbound tri-state, perhaps 41, something else. The northbound tri-state, very heavy. Southwest Highway to 47th, and from the Reagan Tollway to Lawrence. Adams Tollway tight lead to the tri-state. Reagan Tollway 83 to the tri-state. Veterans Memorial slow. Southbound Army Trail to St. Charles. Northbound 127th to I-55 after the Boughton Toll most to Roosevelt. Edens itself is 19 minutes. Lake Cook to Montrose. How about 34? Kennedy, 47 minutes, O'Hare to downtown, but there's a crash at Pulaski in the 2 left lanes. The Ike, an hour and 3 minutes, 390 to downtown, 44 minutes from Manheim. Stevenson, an hour and 10 minutes, 355 to the drive. The Ryan is 44 minutes, 95th to downtown. Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
Pain drugs are addictive and have side effects. Get off the drugs and get rid of the pain. You don't need to live with chronic pain. Let's repeat that. You do not need to live with chronic pain. Chronic pain is the worst from an accident or pain that just develops. Dr. Ken Candido is one of the most respected and successful pain doctors in the world. Dr. Candido will work to find the source of your chronic pain and fix it. He teaches pain management around the world and has been voted one of Chicago's best pain doctors several times. Okay, you get it. He is the pain doctor you need. Dr. Candido of Chicago Anesthesia and Pain Specialists will help you get off the pain medication and all its side effects. You can get your life back. Drugs mask the pain. Find the source and fix it. Call Dr. Ken Candido and make an appointment with a cutting-edge, respected, and successful pain physician. Go to mypainchicago.com. That's mypainchicago.com. Thousands have been helped with their chronic pain. You can be the next one. Get the phone number and all the info at mypainchicago.com.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule.
I was diagnosed with congestive heart failure. I went from being able to work 14, 16 hours a day with no problem to where I could barely walk a block to the store. I went on to the phytonutrients about 6 months ago, and within a couple of months, my medical doctor had cut my prescriptions down in a little bit smaller dosage. The next time I went back a month later, I walked into the doctor's office and he says, "My gosh, what's happened to you? You don't even look like the same person." He looked at my legs and the swelling had gone down. My blood pressure was down. The venous stasis ulcers that I had had on my legs for the last 4 or 5 years because of the poor circulation were all healed, and I'm feeling far better.
When you call, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first month's order and ship it to you free. Call 800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
Are you happy with what's looking back at you in the mirror? I'm Dr. Howard Cooper from Excellence in Dentistry, and we'd like to help you with that smile.
Whether you're looking to fix 1 or 2 teeth or a whole smile makeover, we can take care of all your dental needs. We have a beautiful modern facility and a great staff. And most importantly, we love what we do. That's what sets us apart from other offices. Let's face it, a dental office is not everyone's favorite place. Whether you're 2 or 102, we make it fun and enjoyable. We perform all types of dentistry as well. Fillings, root canals, crowns, extractions, dentures, implants. We do most everything right in our office. And for you denture wearers, we have a full in-house denture lab and can perform repairs and relines while you wait. We can also talk about adding implants so your denture will snap into place or become screw retained. This is the closest option to natural teeth. We are conveniently located in Gurnee at the corner of Washington and 21 in Saratoga Square. So make today the day you give us a call. 847-244-4000. That's 847-244-4000. Or visit us on the web at gurneedds.com. We look forward to seeing you, and remember, second opinions are always free. Excellence in dentistry, creating excellence one smile at a time.
Hey, Chicagoland, Dan Proft here. I'm here with my guy, Ryan Kelly, at thehomeloanexpert.com. He's one of us, and Ryan just gets it. People are looking to buy a home right now. What do they do?
It's a great question, and it's a tight real estate market right now. I think most people know that, especially if you're actively looking to buy a house. Maybe you're on Zillow, Realtor.com, you got the apps on your phone, you're stalking them at work, and you're waiting for that right house to hit the market. Well, when it does, you better be pre-approved, and you better be pre-approved by a strong mortgage lender like the Home Loan Expert team. If you think you're the only one watching those same neighborhoods and watching those same streets, you're dead wrong. There's a lot of people out there waiting and watching. And when that house hits the market, boom, goes under contract fast. Get pre-approved today at thehomeloanexpert.com, and you'll give yourself a big advantage when you do find that house. Go in there, get in there with your agent. You like it, write an offer, throw the pre-approval on the table. You should get an accepted contract. I'm Ryan Kelly, the Home Loan Expert. No one makes buying a home easier. Get pre-approved at thehomeloanexpert.com. The Home Loan Expert LLC.
Do you have a retirement account worth more than $100,000? Pay very close attention to what I'm about to tell you. Gold is a better way. Gold, it's better. Better way to protect your retirement, a better way to grow your retirement, and better than everything you're currently doing inside your retirement account. My name is Adam Barada. I'm the founder of goldisabetterway.com, and I'm so certain gold is going higher in price and going to outperform stocks and bonds. I've created the world's first gold retirement protection platform ever built. If you have an IRA or 401k, I want to give you free access. Once you see this, you'll have no choice but to agree, and all you need to do is call for your special code. Call 800-900-8000. That's 800-900-8000. On a recorded line, you'll get a special code. You can join the site for free. No salespeople, no rigmarole. Just call 800-900-8000. Get your code. Get it now. Gold is a better way. Gold is a better way. Goldisabetterway.com.
AM 560, The Answer.
Dan and Amy, a couple of new TV spots we want to talk about. One is still a primary. Minnesota's primary, I don't think it's until like the second week of August. This dude...
to fill it's state Senate seat. Al Franken's old seat,
U.S.
right?
Senate seat.
U.S. Senate seat.
Right.
Well, yeah. This
but-
guy's kind of got the stink on him. Like one eye's going this way and the other guy's going this way.
Richard Painter.
He's a little off.
He is the dumpster fire putter-outer.
Some people see a dumpster fire and do nothing but watch the spectacle. Some are too scared to face the danger, or they think it will benefit them if they just let it keep on burning. Others shrug and say, oh, all this talk of a dumpster fire, it's just fake news. There is an inferno raging in Washington. But here in the land of 10,000 lakes, we know how to put out a fire.
I'm Richard Painter, and I approve of this message.
Rawhide! We got fire! That's his real voice, everybody. He does sort of like, honey, I'm home. Where's my chicken pot pie?
He kind of has a little bit of like a Charles Bronson death wish thing going on, too, in terms of how he addresses the camera.
He wants to win. He's not shy about it. And then we have a new one by Governor Rauner, as you say, former Governor Bruce Rauner.
And it features Spalding on the pot.
Yeah, someone's taking a deuce.
Chicago's porcelain prince of tax avoidance, J.B. Pritzker. Pritzker spent millions on his second Gold Coast mansion, then took out the toilets. To dodge hundreds of thousands in property taxes, Pritzker removed every single toilet from his multi-million-dollar second home and claimed it as uninhabitable. A royal flush of tax avoidance. Porcelain Prince J.B. Pritzker. Lower taxes for him, higher taxes for you.
And then it ends with a JB lookalike, of course, wearing a suit, sitting down on one of the toilets that were removed from the home with a newspaper in front of his face.
Yeah.
Inferring that he's not, you know what he's doing.
I like
Boom,
Porcelain
boom, potty
Prince.
chair.
No, he's out in the front yard.
Well,
I like Porcelain Prince. I like that. But now, to be fair, he probably goes to the bathroom in the first home because he doesn't want to stink up the second home. So,
but it's really effective. I mean, they show these construction or these workers carrying the toilets out, and they look exasperated. And one guy has a toilet seat around his head, like a lay.
Yeah,
it's funny. I think it's good.
It's a fun commercial. Yeah.
I mean, why not? Just throw everything against the wall, see what sticks.
Oh, jeez.
Too soon.
Oh.
Coming up on Chicago's Morning Answer.
It's, graduation time, May and June.
Today's the last day of school for CPS.
We got some grad stats we'll discuss in our Campus Beat segment at 8:38.
But first, let's go into the newsroom. Here's Mike Scott.
64 degrees, gray skies. Wall Street poised for a big fall at the opening bell. Dow futures down 370. NASDAQ futures off by about 100. All closing down sharply yesterday after President Trump threatened to slap new tariffs on about $200 billion in Chinese imports. GOP House lawmakers and President Trump are scheduled to meet today to talk immigration as criticism grows over a zero-tolerance policy at the border. White House Director of Strategic Communications Mercedes Schlapp defended the policy when questioned by reporters this morning.
Obviously, this is a strong message that's out there, which is if you're coming and we're simply enforcing the law. If you're coming illegally as an adult, crossing the border illegally, then you'll be prosecuted.
Senator Ted Cruz is introducing emergency legislation to try and keep some immigrant families together as they cross the U.S.-Mexico border.
All of us who are seeing these images of children being pulled away from moms and dads in tears, we're horrified. This has to stop. Kids need their moms and dads, and we can keep the families together while these cases are pending.
However, Republican Senator Ben Sasse says the situation is actually being caused by the failure of Congress to create better immigration law. The Kilauea volcano keeps erupting on Hawaii's Big Island. Lava has been flowing for more than a month now. It's now formed a massive river of 2,100-degree molten rock, traveling to the sea, destroying even more homes. Chicago coming off its most violent weekend of the year. 56 were shot over the weekend. Chicago police tell us 9 of those victims died. Plenty to clean up in Rockford this morning after a band of heavy rainfall fell in the early evening, leading to major flash flooding. 1.5 to 2 feet of water in flooded city streets, 15 water rescues, and 5 feet of water in Rockford Memorial Mercy Health Hospital. Cook County facing an $82 million deficit next fiscal year, setting the stage for what board president Tony Preckwinkle said will be a difficult and challenging budget season. The opener of a 3-game set between the Cubs and Dodgers at Wrigley was wiped out. But it wasn't all rain. Power outages at Wrigley Field also helped cancel the game. White Sox continue their 3-game series with the Indians tonight at Progressive Field. Carlos Rodon heads to the Hill for the Sox. Cubs and Dodgers will play a day-night doubleheader at Wrigley today. Tyler Chatwood toes the rubber first, followed by Mike Montgomery. The news, a service of Aruba Tourism. Be one happy family on one happy island. Vacation in sunny Aruba with accomplishments and accommodations to fit every family size and budget. Hop a daily nonstop flight from O'Hare to One Happy Island. Plan your happy escape to Aruba today at aruba.com. 8:33 and a check of traffic and weather on the way next on AM 560.
Mike Gallagher believes Trump just got reelected.
On behalf of Chairman Kim and myself, we're both very honored to sign the document. Thank you.
President just got reelected. The President of the United States just took a huge step towards guaranteeing his 2020 reelection with this historic, epic, unprecedented, unheard of summit.
The Mike Gallagher Show. Weekdays at 9, right before Dennis Prager at 11 on AM 560. The Answer.
Get your truly free credit score and free credit monitoring from Credit Karma. Download the Credit Karma app today. Credit Karma. Get knowing.
Sheet metal is a big part of commercial and industrial facilities. Look around your business and you'll quickly notice how many components use sheet metal. From fan systems and hoods to machinery guards and much more. For top quality sheet metal work, get to know the pros at Vans Industrial.
Hi, I'm Dave Van Camp, owner of Vans Industrial. Vans Industrial is an industrial sheet metal contractor that can fabricate all types of alloys up to 1-inch plate. We perform jobs including chutes, hoppers, stacks, siding, and dust collection. We work in material handling facilities including steel, chemical, agricultural, food processing plants, and more. Vans Industrial can also design and perform the engineering for a complete turnkey installation. Our quality work is installed by trained mechanics who will work closely with you to make sure the job is done right.
Call 833-VANS-IND for a free inspection of your facility. Interested in what else they do? Visit vansindustrial.com. That's VANS Industrial.com. Quality craftsmanship since 1964.
It's 8:34. Let's get an update on the roads in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center with Jim.
Mike, the Eden Spur is just a mess in both directions. There's construction at the toll plaza in both directions. It's down to one lane. Westbound delays start past Lake Cook. Eastbound delay extends to the southbound tri-state. It is stop and go from 132 all the way down to the Spur. The Edens itself is good inbound at 19 minutes Lake Cook to Montrose, outbound 34. Kennedy, 50 minutes, O'Hare to downtown, 40 from Montrose, 42 in the Express. Outbound 38 minutes to the airport. Eisenhower, an hour and 3 minutes, 390 to downtown. Outbound 44 minutes. Stevenson, an hour and 5 minutes, 355 to Lakeshore Drive. Outbound 38 minutes. Ryan is 44 minutes, 95th to downtown. Tri-State northbound heavy, Southwest Highway 47th, and from the Reagan Toy to Lawrence. Veterans Memorial, southbound delays, Army Trail to St. Charles. Northbound 127th, much of the way to Roosevelt. The other tollways have cleared up. Traffic answers when you need them most. I'm Jim Talamonte on AM 560, The Answer.
Chicago's Morning Answer continues next. Your official Chicagoland weather forecast. From the 1-hour heating and air conditioning weather center, cloudy, cooler, couple of showers, maybe a thunderstorm and a high of 74. Currently 65. Next news coming up at 9. And Chicago's Morning Answer with Dan and Amy continues next on AM 560, The Answer.
This hourly segment is brought to you by the Lou Bridges Show. Get foreclosure defense solutions that may save your home. Saturday mornings at 8 on AM 560, The Answer.
They got the beat, the campus beat, the campus beat. Yeah, the campus beat.
Good morning, Dan and Amy. And
wow, it's still a little pitchy.
Yeah. Yeah, it's nice.
The campus beat.
He can't go where Belinda Carlisle goes. I mean,
Well,
give him
not
a
many
break.
can.
That's true. Missouri, you've got a relative at Missouri, right?
Mizzou, yeah.
Yeah.
2, yes.
Must be lonely for her on campus.
Why?
Between the fall of 2015 and 2017 semesters, freshman enrollment dropped by 35%. Lost tuition accounts for $29 million of the university's current $49 million budget shortfall. Last week, the school announcing it's going to have to eliminate 185 positions on top of the 308 it cut last year. And what was the triggering event for all this? Antipathy towards free speech. The football players walking out. The whole Black Lives Matter, campus
Stopping
up
the
for
homecoming
grabs.
Parade ban.
Yeah.
And then, surrounding the president of the university's house. Went
and-
on. And then they camped out for days. Remember that?
That's right. And now they're still trying to bail water. They've adopted the University of Chicago principles to kind of recast themselves as pro-free speech. They're
getting rid of ACT and SAT scores for admissions?
No.
Oh.
The statement of principles about free speech.
okay.
And they've also retained a 7-figure outside PR firm to help rebrand and reimage the college. So it's just nice to see, not that I'm rooting against Missouri specifically, it's just nice to see consequences attached to bad acts and parents and kids actually saying, nope, that's not an environment that I want to be a part of for my college education. So perhaps that'll be a cautionary tale and a warning to other universities, including my alma mater.
Northwestern.
Probably not, but for some. But the real question I want to ask in this installment of Campus Beat is, Do we have a crisis? You have 2 boys.
I do.
Their names are Peyton and Eli.
Peyton's, this is his last day at school today.
Yeah.
Elementary. He's been there for 11 years. He was in the pre-K for 2 years, so he started there when he was 3 years old.
And now he's like 8 feet tall.
Now he's 6'3", and today's his last.
6'3", 8th grader.
And he's got a size 16 shoe. He's not done growing yet.
And you don't have a basketball in his hands.
No, I don't, but I have volleyball.
That's child abuse.
Volleyball is not child abuse.
I'm not even acknowledging you said volleyball.
Volleyball. At least he's not playing soccer, Dad.
Well, it's not a sport. We wouldn't be
Eli's
talking.
a great
I'm
soccer
talking
player.
about sports.
Oh. I can't even believe you're not into the World Cup.
Basketball and Pete Maravich daily drills. Every day for the next 4 years. Then I'll pick them up. I'll represent them, and we'll skip college. We'll get them right to the NBA. I'll cut you in on my slice.
Oh, well, thank you, Dan.
Yeah, all right.
Gosh, you're so kind of you.
So the reason I ask about this crisis in the education of young men in higher ed is our friend Mark Perry over at Carpe Diem blog at AEI, who regularly posts on this topic. Really good stuff. Notes the bachelor's degrees for the class of 2016 by field and gender. The top line, 57% of all bachelor's degrees were earned by women. There's a 20-point spread.
Okay.
25.6 gender gap, gender college degree gap for men. 134 women graduating from college for every 100 men. And so is this like a national crisis that needs to be addressed from a policy perspective? Because if the statistics were reversed, wouldn't we be talking about what are we doing to help young women get into college, get their bachelor's degree? We need to provide more financial support. We need to do a better job at the K through 12 level and all of that. Is any of that conversation happening, generally speaking, with respect to young boys as they grow into young men and look at college? I don't really hear it. Here's something that's interesting. The women earn the large majority of degrees in the health professions, psychology, education, English, and communication.
Yes.
Men earn the majority of degrees in just a few areas, but they're the hard sciences, engineering, computer science, and then also theology. Here's something else interesting. Google, right, since they fired James Damore over his diversity memo, the female share of computer science degrees, 19% in 2016, is the same as the female share of Google's tech jobs, 20%. The female share of Google's non-tech jobs, 54%, just slightly higher than the female share of business bachelor's degrees, 47%. So, the idea that these virtue signaling companies are doing something so profound in advance of diversity for its own sake, they're not, because they're in business to make money and have talented people. And so the actual quality of work product and critical thinking skills is what drives their decision-making, despite all of their paeans to leftist orthodoxy. Just very interesting. But the crisis in higher ed for men, is it a crisis? 312-642-5600, turnkey.pro answer line, 64636DA, turnkey.pro text line. Bob in Waukegan, you're on Chicago's Morning Answer.
Yeah, first off, I'd like to eliminate terms as a president so that Donald Trump can serve like 4 consecutively now. And to get to the issue, at hand, Missouri lost 305 people they got rid of last year, and you said 185 this year.
Yeah, they're 185 they're cutting this year. Yeah.
So they should just take those positions and they should fill them with down the line conservatives, and their tuition problems would be straight over.
Okay. All right. Thanks for the call, Bob. I'm sure the National Association of Scholars would agree with you. Sean from Elmwood Park.
Another Trump conservative, I'll tell you what. I absolutely love it. Maybe the University of Missouri should become the recruiting center for the Trump Space Force. And they could wear those silver jumpsuits with the beam me up, Scotty, and then the Trump conservatives, they'll love them again. Because what I love about this willful ignorance of these buffoons, the kind of guy, let's get rid of the terms. We need more Trump power. I would love, and I don't just mean Proft, and you're missing the big picture here.
Oh, of course I am.
Think about think about the politicians and the inside trading scams and the purchase orders that can be generated from a Pentagon that right now spends $7,000 for a toilet seat. How much you think it's going to cost to put together the Space Force, brother? Both the politicians and their lap dance staff, they're all going to make trillions. It's going to be great. And then we could ask all these Trump Krishnas with their hats on and they're banging the tambourine. Maybe Obama, what would have happened if in 2010 Barack came out with Michelle on his arm and said, you know what we need here, people? We need a Space Force. We could have seen the same people who support it and their heads blow off. All Obama needed was Sean Hannity banging the pom-poms and the tambourine.
All right. Thank you for that stream of consciousness that is completely off topic. Sean from Almond
But
Park.
he said it with conviction.
Of course he did. Ralph and Rantoul.
Yeah, good morning. Well, Space Force is one thing. I think the schooling thing is another. It's all kind of put together. Maybe there's an oxygen deficiency someplace near Sean's place of calling. But
Well, perhaps.
when it comes to Missouri, what I find in most of my classes, I don't care whether it's undergrad or grad school, the majority of students are female, and especially black males are underrepresented. So, it could be that they're out working and wives and girlfriends are going back to school. I don't know. I don't delve into that. But I know that when I do see black males in my classes, they tend to be really serious and not frivolous at all. So, more of them would be great.
Thanks for the call, Ralph. And I mean, and this also gets to the topic we talked about yesterday with the head of the Asian American education concern about trying to address some of this racial composition of, for example, Harvard University by punishing people who succeed so that and elevating people with inferior academic credentials, a inferior academic record, just to fit, their vision for what a diverse student body looks like. And so this is also going on, and this is also something where there's a bit of a rebellion bubbling up in the Asian American community, and good for them. It's long overdue. But this is what the left does, is punish success. And this is part of the conversation about the distribution in higher education, too, and is it being artificially rigged for some groups against other groups to the detriment of all groups, putting people in positions where they can't succeed, which is something Thomas Sowell identified 25 years ago in his book, Inside American Higher Education. Mike in Park Ridge.
Yeah, hi. I don't know about the University of Missouri, but at the University of Illinois, we care about one black student. His name is E.J. Liddell. He's going to play basketball at the University of Illinois. That kid is the real deal. Okay. I watched him pin a shot to the top of a backboard.
Wow.
Against my Moline Maroons in the Sweet 16. The kid is unbelievable. He's coming to the University of Illinois.
All right.
Well,
very
thanks
excited.
Thanks
for the call, Mike. And the Illini will still miss the tournament.
It's like a hot, steaming cup of information to start your day. It's Chicago's Morning Answer on AM 560. The Answer.
Coming up next, why we are getting dumber. But first, here's your forecast. It's a smart one. If you like, cooler temperatures, it's going to be cloudy today with a chance of a passing shower or thunderstorm. Not a complete washout, but we should have some rain in certain spots, a high of 74 degrees. Tonight, can't rule out a shower and passing thunderstorm, a low of 65. And for tomorrow, mostly cloudy, a high of 72. Let's get into it. The Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center. Here is Jim Telemonte.
Thanks, Amy. The southbound tri-state has major delays from 132 in Gurnee down to the Eden Spur, where the roadway is down to one lane at that toll plaza. It's a solid mess, and westbound, the Spur is jammed just past Lake Cook to the toll plaza. Eden's itself, it's 19 minutes. Lake Cook to Montrose, outbound 34. Kennedy, inbound delays start at Montrose. 50 minutes, O'Hare to downtown. Heavier in the Express, outbound 38 minutes. Eisenhower, an hour and 3 minutes. 390 to downtown. 44 minutes from Mannheim. Outbound 44 to 390. Stevenson, an hour and 5 minutes. 355 to the drive. Outbound 38 minutes. Bryant's 44 minutes, 95th to downtown. Northbound Tri-States, those Southwest Highway to 47th, and from the Reagan toward Lawrence, Veterans Memorial, southbound delays. Army Trail to St. Charles and northbound pockets from 127th to Roosevelt. The other tollways are good. Jim Talamonte in the Alarm Detection Systems Traffic Center.
Gentlemen, June is Men's Health Month. You know your numbers. You may know your blood pressure and cholesterol, but do you know your testosterone and prostate numbers? I know mine. I went to Low T Center. They made it quick and easy. You'll know your results in about 20 minutes. At Low T Center, most health insurance is accepted. They'll even verify your insurance for you. Low T Center's physicians have been exclusively diagnosing and treating men for low testosterone for years. And in honor of Men's Health Month, Low T Center is offering a special testosterone and prostate level test for just $50. Take advantage of this offer, especially if you haven't met your deductible yet or have a high copay or simply don't have insurance. If you've noticed a decline in energy or motivation, you may have low testosterone. Low T makes you feel tired and grumpy, can raise your cholesterol and cause weight gain. Low T's experienced medical staff will educate you on the benefits and risks of testosterone replacement. So do what I did. Get your numbers checked. You owe it to yourself. Call 312-239-3427. Tell them Dan Prof sent you. The number 312-239-3427. Call 312-239-3427 or go to lowtcenter.com.
Attention, American patriots. If you want to boost your stock market returns by tens of thousands of dollars to levels most people will never achieve, you're going to love a new investment research service called Profits Unlimited. A small group of everyday Americans have begun using Profits Unlimited, and they're absolutely loving it. Peter Jacobs from Easton, Maryland says his stock account is already up well over $100,000. Mark Hogan from Fort Collins, Colorado has made $191,000, and Jeff and Valerie Brown, a retired couple from upstate New York, pocketed over $1.6 million thanks to Profits Unlimited. We've heard from thousands of folks all across America telling us how Profits Unlimited has helped them make a fortune and forever change their lives. Now it's your turn. To get all the details, just go to GetProfitsUnlimited.com. Don't wait. Go to GetProfitsUnlimited.com while there is still time.
Hi, it's Amy Jacobson, and am I impressed with the MyPillow mattress topper. There's 3 unique layers of comfort that evenly supports your body weight, helps relieve pressure points, and keeps your body temperature regulated all night, not too cold or too hot. Don't wait to get yours because in June, you'll save 30%. Plus, when you buy a mattress topper at a discount, you can also get 2 free standard MyPillows. That's an unbelievable offer. 2 standard MyPillows free and 30% off a mattress topper. Or get 1 low price on 2 MyPillows and receive free shipping. But you have to use the promo code Amy. There's a 10-year warranty on pillows and mattress toppers and a 60-day money-back guarantee. So go online or call now for these great deals and others, including 30% off pet beds, sheets, and more. Go to MyPillow.com, promo code Amy, or call 800-489-0201, promo code Amy. MyPillow.com. That's 800-489-0201, promo code Amy.
Balance of Nature's fruits and veggies in a capsule. Thousands of doctors, health specialists, and professionals recommend Balance of Nature as a way of improving their health. Listen to a few unsolicited success stories from doctors that use Balance of Nature as well.
Scientific research has shown that many cancers and lifestyle diseases can be prevented with a diet rich in fruits and vegetables. This prevention comes from the phytochemicals in the plants. I take Balance of Nature because I know, I've seen it in my lab, and I know that it works. I've seen the immune response increase, I've seen your DNA repair capacity increase, and I've seen DNA protection. And that, to me, as a scientist, rings so true.
When you call, use discount code CHICAGO, and we'll take 35% off your first month's order and ship it to you free. Call 800-2468-751. That's 1-800-2468-751. Or go online to balanceofnature.com and use discount code CHICAGO.
Hey, we know replacing your roof is a big deal and a big decision. This is Mark Olson.
And Greg Olson, the boys from Crumweedy. If your roof is needy,
call Crumweedy. We would love to do your roof. Why choose Crumweedy to do your roof or roof repairs?
It's all about installation. Our guys are pros. When we install your roof, you'll get the Crumweedy promise of installation that's up to manufacturer specifications. So your warranty is intact. You'll be happy.
Cost. We give you a good, better, best option. You choose. No high pressure.
We're here. We're a 3rd-generation family business that was built on the same conservative values as you.
We do business the right way. We have a special offer that includes free gutters with a new roof. Ask about it. When your roof is needy,
Call Grumweedy. 630-595-8020. 630-595-8020.
Get all the info at myroofisneedy.com. myroofisneedy.com.
16 million people suffer from depression in this country. 6 million of them have drug-resistant depression, which means they do not find any relief. Hi, my name is Ben Klein, and I know this very well, as my oldest daughter suffers from depression, and she did not find any relief from the drugs. We found TMS therapy, and we got her the treatment, and it completely changed her life. If you're one of those 6 million people who suffer from drug-resistant depression, contact us. It can change your life too.
HPR centers in Chicagoland and Milwaukee offer TMS therapy. In just a few weeks, you can change your life. And it's FDA cleared. It's covered by most insurance, including Blue Cross, Blue Shield, and Medicare. In a natural way, you can make real progress in the battle with depression. Cure or remission. Get a free consultation. 800-604-0208. 800-604-0208. HPR Centers. Go to endmydepression.com. End your depression.
Are you drowning in IRS tax debt?
I owe the IRS $37,000.
Get ready for a toll-free hotline. Take advantage of new IRS tax forgiveness programs that may protect you from IRS collection agencies. They have the power to garnish your wages, put liens on your property, and levy your bank account. Civic Tax Relief can help protect you from the IRS.
Civic Tax Relief basically represented me against the IRS, and by the time everything was completed, I didn't owe the IRS anything.
Find out about the Fresh Start program that is now available through Civic Tax Relief. Civic Tax Relief's special tax hotline can help you discover all the relief programs available for free.
I would recommend anyone who has a tax problem to contact Civic Tax Relief.
Just call 800-210-6779. 800-210-6779. Don't wait. Call now. 800-210-6779. 800-210-6779.
AM 560, The Answer.
Dan and Amy, I've figured out why you're an egomaniac.
Why I'm an egomaniac?
Yeah, I figured it out.
Wow.
You want to know why?
Yeah. Oh, I
It's not
want
your
to know
fault.
why.
It's not your fault.
It's my
Don't
parents'
blame
fault?
yourself. No. You do yoga.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Namaste.
Exactly.
Chaturanga.
Yeah.
That's what I miss most about Jake Arrieta in the outfield. When on days he was pitching, he used to do downward dogs and chaturangas. I mean, it's so hot.
Right. So here's
in
the
a Cubs uniform.
Here's the
with his
thing.
cleats on.
Yoga, this kind of supposed to be consistent with the Buddhist philosophy of ego quieting, but it actually has the opposite effect according to new research. And this probably does not come as a surprise to anybody who's seen,
Yes.
you know.
Has seen what?
So
This thing we call exercise so that we can be
no,
healthier
you
and
know
live
what
longer.
I'm talking about in the city, the kind of upwardly mobile, nose in the air types with their rolled up mats, walking around.
Isn't it great? They're rolled, sweaty, but they have that afterglow too, the yoga glow.
University.
You're just jealous of the guys with the man buns that do yoga.
Yeah,
with the
sure.
rolled up mats and the Lululemon shorts.
This is a perfect example of what this study found. University of Mannheim in Germany recruited 93 yoga students over a 15-week period. They regularly evaluated the students' sense of self-enhancement after conducting yoga. They would have participants complete an inventory to respond to statements like, I will be well known for the good deeds I will have done, how well those statements apply to them. At the moment, I have self-esteem. They also administer this kind of self-esteem scale. And students were evaluated in the hour after yoga class. They showed significantly higher self-enhancement on all three measures. The I will be known for the good deeds, I have self-esteem, and how they compare to others in their class. Everybody thought they were better than their classmates.
Well, they probably are because they probably stood up taller, which gave them, some more self-confidence. Because in yoga, it's known that if you go to yoga, you can grow an inch.
Oh, my gosh. Second study, 162 people recruited through Facebook. Participants were asked to evaluate themselves based on statements like, in comparison to the average participant of this study, I am free from bias. And again, the self-enhancement spiked following a meditation session. when they hadn't meditated for 24 hours. Researchers found that people thought more highly of themselves and more highly of what they're going to contribute to greater society after doing yoga. So if there's a person who does yoga in your life, like there is in mine,
Namaste.
and they're insufferable sometimes, now you have the science to back it up.
Oh, chaturanga. Thank you so much for making us part of your morning. Thanks to Justin Kosick, our technical producer, our associate producer, Quinn McCarthy, and our executive producer, Keith Conrad. We'll hear you tomorrow morning at 5 a.m. Have a great day. Now let's get into the newsroom. Here's Mike Scott.
A flood warning has been issued for the Fox River near Algonquin, affecting Kane and McHenry counties. Chicago sees its most violent weekend of 2018. Drew Peterson wants some help from the U.S. Supreme Court. Dodgers and Cubs postponed. They'll try and play 2 today. Indians cruise past the White Sox. And a cloudy and cooler day ahead. WIND Chicago News Time is 9 o'clock.